So we move up a notch now. Group 1 racing in Adelaide. 2,000 metres for the Oaks, and Get a Good Feeling, the Wakeful winner who failed to run the trip in the VRC Oaks and has come back even a better horse.
Richo, Get a Good Feeling, probably unsurprisingly, still leads the market. 2 wins from as many starts this time. Best backed $2.60. Not a whole lot separating her and Salty Pearl in terms of number of bets taken, but you can have $5 about Salty Pearl for Kieran Maher today. Mating Call leading the way for the locals. Good push as well, $8 into $6. Panova, is this the race where Chris Waller sneaks to 199 Group 1 wins? He combines with James McDonald again. Pretty good combination, that one. $10, a nice each-way price.
And the Oaks just getting a bit edgy. They're set. And underway now, the gates are back in the Oaks, and Freedom Flame hopped out well here. Get a Good Feelings going forward. Salty Pearl and also Paltrow Miss and Naragi are all pressing forward out wide. So Naragi is going to run to the lead from Paltrow Miss. Get a Good Feeling. And just in behind the speed, Freedom Flame. Savitri's on the way forward out wide. Then came Stung, and it's around the outside there of Salty Pearl, who's midfield the grey. Then came Mating Call. She found the rail midfield there for Mellum. Then came Cushioned and Wee Wee Marcherie. Kazaru is back behind it. Then came behind those Panova. Well out of it, Synthesize in the Australasian Oaks, and the leader is doing it okay. Naragi led by a length and a half here to Savitri, who's running second. The speed looked to be okay. 2 lengths away to Paltrow Miss and Freedom Flame, and Stung is moved in to be running fifth. Get a Good Feelings travelling well outside of Mating Call. 2 of the big guns in the betting are racing side by side. Then came Cushioned and Salty Pearl. Further back, Kazaru the inside from Panova for J-Mac. It's back in about 6th last position. Wee Wee Marcherie. Then came Just Kick and also Synthesize, Strictly Business. And Bonus Forza, if the Kiwi's going to win, she's going to have to come from last. So now they start to dial it up. 600 metres to go in the Oaks. Naragi led. Second, Savitri a length and a half away. 2 to Freedom Flame for third. The inside for Johnston. Then Paltrow Miss, Stung. Cushioned, and then Panova getting right to the outside. Get a Good Feelings held up for a run. So's Mating Call. Naragi's the leader now in the Oaks. Paltrow misses after it. Mating Call's getting a run for Mellum. Out wide, Panova for J-Mac. Panova hit the lead from behind those then. Getting through Mating Call, but it's Panova for James McDonald and Waller. Panova's going to do it. Panova from Mating Call. Third, Paltrow Miss, and fourth, Get a Good Feeling. What a ride by J-Mac in the Oaks. Then Salty Pearl. Further back in the field, Savitri, Strictly Business, Kazaru, Freedom Flame, Cushioned, Bonus Forza, Naragi, Synthesize, Wee Wee Marcherie, Just Kick, last in.
That's why we rave about him. That's why we talk about him in hushed tones, James McDonald, because in the Group 1s, he gets it right. He put a main opposition in the box, and Billy Egan had nowhere to go on Get a Good Feeling. He was travelling at the top of the straight. J-Mac held, left him in the pocket, took off. By the time Get a Good Feeling got out, the race was all over.
He just read that beautifully in a 3-wide line, had cover, and then pulled out right at the right time on the corner and exploded late. Chris Waller, 199 Group 1s now, and is joined by Bruce McAvaney.
Gee, he got going early, didn't he, James? He rode that track so well.
He did. It was a very good ride. His only thing he said before the race was, I just want to try and get in front of a few. And he cleverly got in. And once he found that position, he got one off the fence for a little while. And that was probably the winning of the race, because she had a tricky draw, but saving a bit of ground in the run. She was very good in the straight.
Well done.
24th running of the Robert Sangster Stakes. The first 3 editions were won by Lee Friedman, Alingi, Ellie Corsam, Universal Queen, and then Anthony Friedman joined in with Scholes, and maybe, just maybe, Anthony and Sam can add to that with Point Barrow, who's going to...
It's the one where Chris Waller is going to saddle his 200th Group 1 winner. I can tell you, since the Australasian Oaks, Generosity, certainly the one that the Ladbrokes punters have wanted. She has been well backed all week, but she's gone $4.80 into $4 just in the last 40 minutes or so to lead the market. Charmstone, the reigning champion, certainly admirers as well, $9.50 into $6.50. Our early favourite, Point Barrow, going the other way, $4 out to $7. Bridal Waltz, you'd think she's going to lob up on the... And maybe one forgotten in the market. Just a bit of a nibble here for the Victorian. My Gladiola got out to 13s now, an $11 chance in the Ladbrokes market. But
and the light continues to blink. We wait for them here. Now they're racing. And Generosity, the favourite, began okay off the inside. There's speed from Bridal Waltz and Bossy Bonita. And Charmstone's out wide going forward from My Gladiola. And Super Smink in that group from Benedetta. Generosity starting to burrow through. She'll end up about 5th here, the favourite. Further back in the field, Stretton Angel. GG's Miss Truth is behind those from Amina, who was runner-up last year, Flying for Fun. Well back Skybird and the one-time favourite Point Barrow last of all. The leader on top is Bossy Bonita. Second placing Bridal Waltz outside the speed. Charmstone is third and Generosity for J-Mac. She's all curled up. She's fourth the inside. And then came My Gladiola. Then came Super Smink and Stretton Angel. Benedetta, GG's Miss Truth. Skybird heads the others from Amina. And Point Barrow with plenty of work to do. They straighten up in the Sangster. Bossy Bonita and Bridal Waltz together. Stretton Angel going for an inside run. Charmstone, last year's winners, joining in from Super Smink. Then Generosity. Charmstone, last year's winner, hit the lead. GG's Miss Truth running on. Point Barrow exploding home down the outside. Bridal Waltz still there, the inside. Oh! Might be Bridal Waltz in a photo. Charmstone's with it. Flying for Fun has flown home. Close up GG's Miss Truth as well. And Point Barrow was exploding home. Great finish in the Sangster. Then My Gladiola. Bossy Bonita, Amina, Benedetta, Super Smink and Stretton Angel last in. Photo.
Oh, this is close. Just when you think Bridal Truth, is it GG's?
Oh!
GG's Miss Truth, if you don't mind, for Mark Walker, and Jordan Childs has narrowly been able to win a Group 1 in the Sangster. So the former Tasmanian wins at a massive price with Flying for Fun bursting late. Charmstone's there. Has she defended her title with a lot of effort? Bridal Waltz is inside. Flying for Fun. They've come from everywhere. Point Barrow's run out of its skin and hasn't run in the top 4.
Oh, my goodness gracious me. What an effort from this filly. This mare by Wordsmith, formerly maiden Group 1 for Mark Walker and Jordan Childs. Bridal Waltz, we said don't underestimate her. Charmstone, so brave, and then Flying for Front as well. Geez, there is plenty to take out of this. And there's plenty more good runs in behind as well. I mean, I don't think Generosity not too far away as well. Wow, that was some sort of race.
What a training performance by Mark Walker, a champion trainer in New Zealand. We know took no part in an Oakley plate. Think about that for a moment. So 21st of February, refused to jump in an Oakley plate. Then she ran in a Newmarket, was just fair. That's an unbelievable training performance to come back in 2 starts and win a Group 1. Amazing.
Not too far off racing at Sha Tin, and we'll have every angle of it covered live and free here on racing.com at 4:35 Australian East. You don't want to miss that as he chases 20 consecutive wins. He's the best horse in the world.
Sneak away, get him up. Turn from Raging Bull.
And Johnny Kanga has just messaged me, and he's because we have got the Chairman's Sprint Prize, Car Ying Rising, the best racehorse in the world, looking to make it 20 in a row. Let's get to the team for the build.
3 Group 1s at Sha Tin is ready and racing, and Tomodachi Kokoro flew out from the inside gate. Car Ying Rising second away, Beauty Waves third, and then Comanche Brave and widest at Tono Rave. On the inside of them is Fast Network. It's a very slow first furlong. Second last is Helios Express and Raging Blizzard last of all. Beauty Waves outside of Tomodachi Kokoro and puts half a length on him. Car Ying Rising's 2 back, third, Tono Rave fourth. Fast Network fifth on the inside. Then Comanche Brave, Helios Express and Raging Blizzard is last. 600 metres left to go. Beauty Waves is the leader over Tomodachi Kokoro. 2 lengths away, third, Car Ying Rising from Satono Rave, Fast Network, Comanche Brave, Helios Express and Raging Blizzard. 3:75 to go. Tomodachi Kokoro, Beauty Waves, he gets busy now on Car Ying Rising. This is normally the put away point, and he's run to the lead, the great horse. 4 lengths Tono Rave, Helios Express, Fast Network was 20 in a row, ever in question, never in doubt. What a win, what a horse. Kaying Rising, 20 in a row, beats the Tono Rave, Raging Blizzard, and then Fast Network, Comanche Brave, Tomodachi Kokoro, and the last two in, Helios Express and Beauty Waves. Does he put something sticky on the track at the 300 when he runs past them? Because it's about the same spot every time. The put-away point. He's made it his own. We're waiting for the time. They didn't go a fast first 200 metres. He has streeted Satono Rave, who was with him and followed him. Raging Blizzard's run third. Fast Network has run fourth.
Just aware of what was going on, but gee, looks fit and healthy and well. So I'm going 2, 8, 1 and 4.
Okay, still around about 8 minutes out from a post time here, and we'll try and get over to Jack Dorling in a moment. I thought it was quite rather than the 2,400 metres.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then we are going to be in for a serious horse race.
Love to see it.
It is reasonable, isn't it, Tom, Jenny, to say that this is Romantic Warrior's toughest test on home soil?
I think so, yes. I would totally agree with you here. We've got some really good quality international horses here and some up-and-comers.
For the third and final of the Group 1s this afternoon, the FWD QE2 Cup.
Thank you, Tom. Romantic Warriors in, they are set. Racing at the 2,000 metres, he was away very well, Romantic Warrior. Numbers showing pace, and out wider is Giovanni from Sosi around Royal Champion. Ruby Lot snagging back, and Masquerade Ball and June take the last two. Numbers leads into the first turn, he's still away from the rail. Royal and Masquerade Ball, they walk to the 1,200 metre mark. 24.95, and Numbers is the leader by 1. Giovanni second, Royal Champion third, Romantic Warrior fourth. Fifth on the inside, Ruby Lot from Sosi, who follows Romantic Warrior. June Take second last, and Masquerade Ball last of the 8. The QE2 field run to the end of the back. Numbers leads, a length and a half, Giovanni at the 800. Royal Champions had a great trip third on the inside. Likewise, Romantic Warrior fourth. They've upped the tempo. Then came Ruby Lot, Sosi, Masquerade Ball and June Take. 600 metres to go. Numbers leads, he's going better than Giovanni. Royal Champion next. McDonald yet to go on Romantic Warrior. Then Ruby Lot, Sosi, June Take, Masquerade Ball. Numbers leads Giovanni. Royal Champion looking for a rails run. Romantic Warrior joins in. And then came Sosi. The Warrior taken to the lead. 250 to go. He put away Numbers. Giovanni, Sosi, Masquerade Ball next. It's Romantic Warrior though. Sosi, Masquerade Ball. They can't get him. It's QE2 number 4 for Romantic Warrior, and he beat Masquerade Ball, Sosi and Royal Champion. Then Giovanni, Ruby Lot, Numbers and June Take is the last one in. Oh, he's just the best. Romantic Warrior, James McDonald and Denny Shum at 1.3 and 1. He had him in a great spot. It developed into a sprint from the 800 metres. And he got to the point where Kaying Rising puts them away. Masquerade Ball, he's run on so well from the back for second, beaten a length. Sosi's run on for third. Royal Champion at every chance of fading fourth, and Giovanni fifth. But this is Chartin. This is Romantic Warrior. He's fourth QE favourite.
And it's the Queensland Guineas, where Brave Monarch will be a short price favourite after winning the Daybreak Lover impressively. That was on a good track, though. It's a heavy track today. It might be a different scenario. Ali, let's look at the market.
Well, Brave Monarch, as you mentioned there, Richo, is all the rage. Opened $1.85, was even money, then just started to get a touch soft late, but they have crunched him back in again. So he's by far and away our best backed. In fact, there's nothing really near him from a monetary perspective. Brave Monarch, as I say, that is just at 210. Snitzel Dancer then is at 6, relatively unchanged. Got as short as 5, now just back out to that $6 quote. Call Da Vinci has been $9.50 into $7.50. Then you have Spanish Treasure, who's $8 to $8.50. Autumn King at 10, in from 12. Kilman 16, just out from 15.
Racing. Brave Monarch was one of the first to go. Kilman broke out of the ruck impressively with Spanish Treasure and Autumn King. Here's a few driving through closer to the inside. State Visit, Big Eye, and also another Cashy. Brave Monarch lets it all unfold early, and Call Da Vinci going forward as well. Behind them, Vandervelde, a couple of lengths to Chupacabra. Then came Options, well back Special Artist, Schnitzel Dancer back second last, and Mr. Worthington as last of all. Some chopping and changing in the early part, but eventually Bing Eye works to the lead. Kilman takes the sit and Spanish Treasure. Left Park, so goes up to be outside of the leader. And another Cashy securing a good run, fourth on the rail, then State Visit. Autumn King after the good beginning, back to midfield and deep. Van der Velde to the rail. Now Brave Monarch has lost his spot in the middle part, being passed by Call Da Vinci and also Options. Then came Schnitzel Dancer, Mr. Worthington, Special Artist, and Tupacara. The field is bunched and the pace is only fair. Heading towards the 600 metres, Brave Monarch a tad worse in midfield and still has some traffic issues. Meanwhile, at the top end, Spanish Treasure alongside Big Eye. Autumn King always wide, Options deeper. There on the inside was another Cashy. Brave Monarch stunned and gained ground now. Harley threading a needle. Call Da Vinci pulled to the outside, and even wider was the despised outsider, Mr. Worthington. The leader was Spanish Treasure. Trying hard, Autumn King had reached the lead briefly. Call Da Vinci after him. Brave Monarch near the inside, then Kilman and Chupacabra looking for a run. Brave Monarch towards the inside. The favourite realised the front. Brave Monarch dashed away. The Guineas is his. Chupacabra charging home. Brave Monarch beat Chupacabra. Call Da Vinci. Kilman fourth. Then Van der Velde, followed by Autumn King. Then Spanish Treasure, Mr. Worthington. Special Artist, Schnitzel Dancer. Option, State Visit. And another Cashy last over the line.
He's a really promising horse, Brave Monarch. He's won 5 of 7. And Shelley Hancock's and Rod Peacock do a great job just finding these. And I'm going to say cheap horses. Of course, $20,000 isn't cheap, but it is in the thoroughbred game. Inglis Classic purchase.
It's so tough in this game to encourage owners, and even in this current climate, to get involved with horses and pay huge amounts of money, and it makes it really elitist. So to have a $20,000 purchased horse win him well, and it'll be interesting to see how he steps out this afternoon, Ali.
Oh, this is a fascinating race and a fascinating market as well, Lizzie, and as such the punters are in two minds about where to land. So your favourite at this stage is now Lady of Camelot. She's at 420, albeit she's not best backed or anywhere near that. Private Harry on the second line was your 310 favourite, is now at 440, so he has 19% of the overall hold. From a market perspective, there's been a firm for Warney, who opened 21, 9 now 650, but there's not a great deal of money on him. Our best splashback 950, hold 750 into 7. Then we have Transatlantic at 9, splashback 950 in from 15, Uncommon James 10, and 18 or more the rest. So it's a really interesting.
We spoke about him earlier on. He looks as though he's going to need the run.
All set. Racing. Palin off the inside, won the jump. Beginning fast, Uncommon James with Private Harry, and Transatlantic nice and fresh right up there in the thick of things. He's fourth on settling down. Lady of Camelot fifth away. Then Reserve Bank followed by a bounding Warney Splashback, and In Flight is last. That's the first call of the victory. 8.50 left to run. The Speedster Uncommon James scooted away. Private Harry sits second and getting a gun run. 3 away third, Transatlantic, a length to Payline, and they run this at a good gallop. A length to Lady of Camelot, dead set centre field, and 5 off the lead. Then Reserve Bank followed by a bounding Warney Splashback, and In Flight whips them in 10 off the lead. Up to the turn, 500 left to run. Uncommon James currently making every post a winning post. Wheels for home in front. Private Harry is close enough to get to the leader if he's good enough. Then Payline, Transatlantic. Lady of Camelot warming to the task, and with that big baldy face of bounding is putting in. Plenty with a chance here. Private Harry reached the lead. Payline shot up on the inside. Splashback's running on. Then came Transatlantic. They've got 100 metres left to go, and with a needle-eye run, look at Splashback. Look at Splashback and Michael Rod bursting away. Won the victory. Beat Payline, Warney and Transatlantic. Then Lady of Camelot, Reserve Bank, followed by a bounding. Then came Private Harry, second last In Flight, and Uncommon James last over the line.
Oh, that is a win. Splashback wins for Graham Begg and Michael Rod in the colours of Melbourne Cup winning owner and Sandy McGregor. Well done to the McGregor family. They deserve that. Splashback defeats Payline, Warney, Transatlantic.
Oh, great performance. You know, when you watched her last time out when she ran in the Sapphire Stakes, she had no luck, and she was beaten on that occasion by In Flight. And I was watching Michael Rod everywhere he was going to go. I expected him to go to the extreme outside, but he was so confident. He had so much horse underneath him. He elected to go inside, and that was the winning move in the end. Warney hit the line.
His oldest Group 1 race, 153rd running of the South Australian Derby. Fillies to the fore in recent years. After summer, Silver Sister and Strictly Business, three of the leading contenders.
And you're right, Richo, and as a result, if you find the winner here, the value will take care of itself. And After Summer has been the best backed runner, $6 into $4.20, the new favourite at that quote. Silver Sister just pushed out slightly, $4.50 out to $5.50. KJ 11 into $8.50, well backed on an each way basis. And if you're chasing one at longer odds, and there have been a few long shots win this race in recent times, number 4 Autumn Mystery from the Rory Hunter stable with Brad Rawiller set to steer has been popular at $31. But after
locked and loaded. Red lights on. Set here. Strictly Business. Starter holding. They're ready and they're racing in the Derby. Silver Sister only fairly away. Geneva, the Kiwi, began fast. Going forward was Wigmore, the outside, and Silver Sister's now recovering. And not far away, Single Choice back on the inside as they go past the crowd here. And the leader on the inside is the Kiwi Geneva. Leading narrowly, second placing Wigmore, the outside. Single Choice is third on the outside, KJ improving. Flying Brand is deep out in the track, and the favourite After Summer in the red jacket is trying to get around the outside too. Silver 1,600 metres to go on the South Australian Derby. Second is KJ, about a long neck to a length away now second. Third is the Kiwi. Geneva is securing a lovely run. After Summer, meanwhile, in the red jacket, she's covering extra territory on the outside. She's moving forward there. Wigmore's between runners, a length and a half away to Silver Sister. Then Single Choice as they're out down the back towards the 1,200. Engine of War is beyond midfield. It's one off the fence there. Further back is Autumn Mystery, the inside. There's another one wider out, Arabian Prince. Then came Amazaki. It's around the outside of Impulsive Reaction. It's back in about 6th last position. Further back, Strictly Business. Further back in the field, Kazaroo, Canay. And last is Savvy Santa, the big field run down the back. 1,000 metres to go on the South Australian Derby. We're about to liven things up. 800 metres to go. Flying Brandt's the leader. KJ's a long neck away second. After Summer's been covering territory. Geneva's the inside of Wigmore. Then came Silver Sister trying to work into the clear. Autumn Mystery's making ground the fence and looks some chance from Single Choice. Then Engine of War, Impulsive Reaction making ground. Further back, Strictly Business. Arabian Prince gets to the outside. The Derby field's about to run for the money here. And Flying Brandt left the fence. So Autumn Mystery's getting right up on the fence with Geneva. And Strictly Business is going to be nailed to the rail. They turn the corner now. They're all cutting the corner. Strictly Business has ran to the lead now from Autumn Mystery. Then Savvy Santa. Wider out was Wigmore and Single Choice. It's Strictly Business leading 200 to go. Autumn Mystery out wide on the track running on Wigmore, but still in front Strictly Business. Wigmore's going to it. Strictly Business in front. Photo. Diving the outside is Wigmore. Wigmore on the outside. Strictly Business the inside. It's a photo in the Derby. Third placing's either Autumn Mystery, who was close up from Savvy Santa, Single Choice, Impulsive Reaction, KJ. Then Amazaki, wider out in the track, Arabia. Photo, and the outside is going to get it.
Philip Stokes will do it. He'll go back-to-back in the South Australian Derby. He'll do it with an outsider who ran fourth in a New Zealand Derby and then hit the line quite well in a Chairman's last week. Relished the wet track, a son of Swain S. Wigmore for Theo Nugent has come over the top to defeat the filly. Strictly Business. Autumn Mystery runs third and Single Choice runs fourth. That is a big win.
Oh, massive performance, wasn't it, from Wigmore, who was just coming down the outside with a wet sail. What a run by Strictly Business and Autumn Mystery. Both those horses put up big performances. I mean, Strictly Business has been out of form for such a long time, and now just getting to the right trip, these conditions suited her. She ran super, but she was denied by a very, very fast finishing Wigmore, and he was at the double figure odds. Theo Nugent would be absolutely over the moon, along with Philip Stokes as well. I was cheering for Rory Hunter in the middle of that pack, who's been able to run a Group 1 third with his galloper Autumn Mystery, and Single Choice put up a good
on the right that are aiming to put their name in the 2026 honour roll for the Hollandale Stakes. So we work towards the good one, and the big local hope is what?
The Hollandale is our next race coming up. What an honour roll it has, and some great horses are doing battle. We've got the Melbourne and Caulfield Cup winner trying to do what Might and Power was able to do and win the Hollandale. As we head to a market for...
Yeah, there's been plenty of chopping and changing in this market, that's for sure. And Half Yours does have majority of the trade here, with the punters wanting to side with the Melbourne Cup winner. And he's your favourite at the moment. But Pride of Jenny, she always creates plenty of different opinions. So Half Yours at the moment is your favourite. Got into as short as $3 at one stage, now back out to $3.20. Pride of Jenny starting to close the gap now, $3.40 on the second line of betting. Good money for Birdman on Friday, but that's dried up now on race day. $5 into as short as $4.20, now back out to $4.40. She's a Hustler, solid enough around that $5.50 quote. And then we go all the way out to Militarised.
Had a dive at the gates. Gates are back, they're off and racing, and she left brilliantly. Pride of Jenny straight to the front from She's a Hustler. Golden Path is going forward. Zoology very wide, looking for a spot. Knight's Choice not far away. Birdman settles down around midfield. Half Yours is a fraction wide of that first bend. They Miss Jolene, Militarise, and 2 lengths away. Kovalika going back to the tail. Pride of Jenny with an uncontested lead early, and Bates is allowed to let her go at the 1,300 metres mark, and she sooled forward to lead by 5 early. Golden Path in second, Zoology third, She's a Hustler fourth, and Knight's Choice is fifth. Further back to Birdman, Miss Jolene. Half Yours had to go back to third last to slot in one off of the outside of Militarise, and 2 lengths away, Kovalika going off the back. 900 metres left to run. Pride of Jenny, the best part of 16 lengths clear. Golden Path in second. Zoology, the bolter, third, the outside. 2 lengths away, Knight's Choice. She's a Hustler in fifth, and then follow Miss Jolene, Birdman. Half Yours is a mile back with Militarise and Kovalika. Declan Bates said, let's go, girl, at the 500 metres mark. Pride of Jenny comes up towards the Gold Coast home turn, leading by 12 lengths. She's a Hustler's about to run into second. Knight's Choice to third. Birdman, Half Yours gets to the outside, but it's Pride of Jenny clear. 300 metres left to run. She's 7 in front, but she's all out. Birdman runs to second, then She's a Hustler. Pride of Jenny, 125 left to run. 3 lengths clear, 2 lengths clear. Birdman's coming out after her. Pride of Jenny's gripping on. Declan's done it all of the way. Pride of Jenny wins the Hollandale Stakes. Second in Birdman, and third She's a Hustler. Fourth the camera, Half Yours, Kovalika or Militarise. Further back to Knight's Choice. Then came Golden Path, Miss Jolene, Zoology. Take a bow, Jenny.
And great call, Mitch Manners. Lizzie, you're at Gosford. I don't know what the cheer was like there, but at Morphettville here, it was a Goodwood cheer for Pride of Jenny. They're going to shout the bar. Richard and I are getting on the next plane out of here. Lizzie, we're never going to forget that, are we? How good was that?
Oh, incredible, Bruce. She is just a horse of a lifetime. She's a horse of a lifetime for many reasons, because she just creates so much interest. There was a loud cheer here at Gosford. You could see she was on her legs, but you know what she did? She had to get these horses behind her chasing. So even though she's really tired, these other gallopers are making long sustained runs, and that just takes the petrol out of their tanks. They can't finish off. You cannot. It's absolutely impossible for a horse, unless you're Winks, to make this long sustained run from back in the field. And yes, she was tired, she was on tired legs, but Birdman was never going to beat her. You could see he was finding the line. He peaked at his run probably about here, and anyway, it was all too late. Great performance there. I have to dissect the race, because really I was watching only one horse, and that was Pride of Jenny.
Here in South Australia, a state that's got such a history in Australian racing, and this in so many ways is the great race of South Australia. There's a lot to look forward to, I think.
The Goodwood, racing in the Goodwood.
For the first 121 years, the race was known as the Goodwood Handicap. But in 2007, the year Let Go Tomo won, it was renamed the Goodwood, after race conditions changed to set weights and penalties. In 2009, the 9-year-old Takeover Target beat I Am Invincible.
I Am Invincible in front. Takeover Target went up on the outside. 8 Group 1 wins, $6 million. A true champion.
While in 2012, Black Caviar thrilled a huge crowd when she cruised to win number 21.
Black Caviar, the equine superstar of the world, and that's 21 today.
Some of the history of the Goodwood, and we just saw Black Caviar coming back in those unforgettable scenes back in 2012.
Stay support for our new outright favourite in Extra Galactic. Now, Ray Magnerio was favourite throughout the course of the week, obviously was scratched on Thursday, and since that point in time, it's been a bit of a battle for the top billing, but it's Extra Galactic on race day, $5 into $3.70, Fly for Fun $5.50, Tycoon Star $6.50. As you'd expect, money for a couple of runners outside the obvious. The two best backed at double figure odds, the 4 Desert Lightning, as much as 26 into as low as 12, now 14. And Watch Me Win's been a firmer, got out to 17, back into 14. But our favourite, Extra Galactic, the best backed. You win some, you...
Racing now in the Goodwood. And Meridius off the inside, away only fairly. Tycoon Stars going forward with New York Luster. Up there too, Power Bows in the early firing line as well. Grand Larceny not that far away from Enriched, who's back about 5th from Watch Me Win, about 2 lengths away to Talk and Co. Further back then came Desert Lightning, a length and a half to Extra Galactic from Recon. Midtown Boss Flying for Fun. Meridius and Super Smink is last of all, so they work towards the 600 in the Goodwood. Powerbow took the lead. Tycoon Stars up running second, a length away. Make it a half a length now. New York Luster's the insider. Grand Larceny. Watch Me Win's coming to the outside from Enriched and Desert Lightning. Talk and Co hugs the inside. Then Midtown Boss, Extra Galactic with work to do. Here they come in the Goodwood. On the inside, Powerbow the leader. Tycoon Star the outside coming after it. Grand Larceny starting to pump home as well. Then Desert Lightning. Tycoon Star hit the lead. Grand Larceny. Watch Me Win's running on. Grand Larceny, Tycoon Star out wide. Desert Lightning, have a look at this for a finish. New York Luster up on the fence. Extra Galactic. My goodness, what a finish. Extra Galactic and Desert Lightning. I think they're the two. New York Luster's far on the inside of them. 3 of them stretched across the track. What a fabulous finish in the Goodwood. Close up, Tycoon Star. Talk and Co. Right there too, Recon. Then came Watch Me Win, Meridius. Flying for Fun, Powerbow, Enriched and Midtown Boss. Last in, Extra Galactic lunges here.
And she's got it. She will get there on the line. It was a fantastic finish to a fantastic race. It was a bob of the head. She's come with a thrilling run. Has she got there over Desert Lightning? No. No, boy, oh boy. We've got it all wrong here. So Desert Lightning... Oh, Moods, I apologise.
Oh!
What? Did you think Extra Galactic?
No, I think everyone on the whole course thought Extra Galactic, and all of the owners were up and about and they were cheering, but it was Desert Lightning as PG Moody wrecks the fairy tale for the owners here. But this horse has been an absolute star, hasn't it? 11 times before today it had been tried at Group 1 level. It had won a Group 1 over in New Zealand, ran in derbies, ran 4th in a Toorak, had run up in the All Age and in Stradbrokes and the like, all the way up to Underwoods, Bruce, and it comes here at 1,200. That is a big win.
And that is an enormous win, an incredible bob of the head. Grand Larceny was there for a long time. So Moods gets a third Goodwood. With Cat Coleman here, Luke Nolan, of course, and it was just the most thrilling finish. I thought the filly had got up. And the Group 1 winner, Desert Lightning. What a training performance by Peter. I mean, the way that...
Hear about that race, but also about the Chairman's over the 2,000 metres. Now, on this very day last year, it was won by a horse that we didn't know much about called
Sir Dalius, and he went on and he won 3 Group 1s in the spring.
A market, please, for the Chairman's.
Well, our favourite certainly isn't as short as he was this time last year. He was all the rage, but Nellie Laylax heads them, 380. Has about 30% of the overall money in from 5. Royal Supremacy on the second line. Open 12 and has stayed solid now at 550. Middle Earth, 7 into 6. So You Are is at 7 there. Just
Racing. Belvedere Boys took a backward step at the start and came out last. Walsh Bay began with plenty of anticipation. Just Fine's rolling forward as well. Not far away, Kind Words, Nellie Laylax and Royal Supremacy. And here are some sweepers from out wide. So You Are and Zoology are going forward towards the front, and Future History isn't too far away. followed then by Alal Kans, getting back Middle Earth near the rail. It's about fourth last. Then Sea King, Sunwell. Alal Kans on a forward move as they head down the back and go towards the 1,000 metres. Future History 3 wide in the middle part of the field. Over on the inside, Nelly Laylax now with 4 behind it. Kind Words, Middle Earth, Sun Worshipper and Belvedere Boys. 10 lengths span them. They go to the far turn. Just over 800 left to Rana. Sea King pushed on with the job, joined just fine in front. Alal Kans drops into third. Zoology fourth over on the fence. 2 to Future History, exposed 3 wide around So You Are and Walsh Bay, then Royal Supremacy. He starts to travel into the picture now. Nelly Laylax back near the rail, then Sun Worshipper, Kind Words, Middle Earth second last, and Belvedere Boys whip them in. First 1,400 metres, only fair, 1:27.01. Just fine in his favourite roll, the lead roll. Turns into the straight in front from Alal Kans. Then Zoology, So You Are looking for the way clear. Then Future History. Royal Supremacy comes to the outside, and I can see Middle Earth pitching inside runs, and Sunday run on very powerfully. Just fine in front, grabbed by Alal Kans and Future History. Middle Earth went inside the trio, ran to the lead below the 100. It's Middle Earth in front. Royal Supremacy, Future History, Belvedere Boys trying hard, but Middle Earth, another rails hugging ride, beat Belvedere Boys, Royal Supremacy and Future History. Then Nelly Laylax, Sun Worshipper, So You Are, Alal Kans.
Ethan Brown back from Hong Kong. He rode this horse in the Melbourne Cup last year, ran third in that 2-mile staying test and third up into the preparation. This time around up to the 2,000 metres for the first time this campaign. Gets the job done with a rails hugging
And
ride.
there is nothing wrong with that fence, nothing at all. Well done to Ethan there. He drew a good barrier and he, parked him in a beautiful spot, switched him off, and he's a 6-year-old now, and it's good to see him back in the winner's circle. He's a really promising stayer, as you said. Ran third in our great race in the Melbourne Cup. Before that, ran third in the JRA Cup. Went round in a Caulfield Cup too. So it's just good to see that the track is playing nice and even too. Another horse getting up on the fence. So leading into the Doomben 10,000, which is not far away. I'm looking forward to it. And Belvedere Boys, I thought, ran
sort of race this. And these are some of the key contenders. There have been 33-year-old winners of this race in the past, including Giga Kick in 2023 and Grafter Burners. Napoleonic and Beedman fit that bill. Zach Burton's never won a Group 1 at Doomben. He hasn't been here for 10 years. There's
here, Em. So our favourite Jimmy Star here, Em, has been popular enough with 37% of the overall money invested here. 320 into 270 now. So he's sitting on the top line of betting. On the second line, we have Grafter Burners, who holds about 20%, has been 550, bounced around, got as much as 650, now back into 550. Napoleonic, who was 460 on opening, is now at 7. Warney's been a firm at odds and is our third best back, 12 into 9. Then we have Bead Guybird is at 21 out from 14, 26 about Payline to sit with Spicy Martini, and then 31 or more the rest. And in terms of firms at the back end of the market, there's not a great deal. Jimmy Star is your best backed and favourite here in the Doomben.
Another wheel goes up, light on, ready to break in the 10,000. Racing. Reserve Bank came out last. Beeman was fast to go. Uncommon James with speed. Grafter Burners Zarastro driving through. Not too far away, Private Harry and Napoleonic just behind them. About 6th or 7th through the first 200. Then Warney, Payline, Rothfire. Jimmy Star fighting the rail. A touch worse than midfield than Uncommon James, Reserve Bank, SJ and Skybird. By the 800 metres, Zarastro 1 length, Grafter Burners in a great spot second. Uncommon James third and 3 wide, and Spicy Martini coiled up fourth the fence. Private Harry, 5th one off, Napoleonic, 6-3 wide of the trailing line. Beeman midfield the rail, then Payline, Warning, Rothfire right off the track. Jimmy Star, Brown looks as though he's going to ride for luck, going up near the inside. Then came another Will, a long way back, Reserve Bank, SJ and Skybird whipped them in. The 10,000 field, Thunder for home, and Zarastro the leader. Spicy Martini towards the inside. Grafter Burners, Uncommon James, Napoleonic, and right down the outside is Rothfire. Rothfire on the outside, and Napoleonic, Spicy Martini close to the inside. Jimmy Star's not in it. Can I believe this? Rothfire! Rothfire! Oh, what a wonderful story! Wonderful story. Rothfire's won the 10,000 from either Spicy Martini or Napoleonic, and Jimmy Star in fourth. Then Beeman, SJ, Uncommon James. Another Will, Reserve Bank, Warney, Payline, Zarastro, Skybird, and the tail enders, Private Harry and Grafter Burners dropping right out.
Jaws have dropped to the floor here. It's the rising 9-year-old Rothfire, Group 1 winner at 2. Plenty of injuries have ravaged his career. He's won a Group 3 Sydney Stakes, the consolation prize on Everest Day last year. He ran pretty badly, to be honest, last start in the Archer. Has he rebounded with the ultimate steer from Brad Rawiller, who hasn't tasted Group 1 glory in an absolute age? Rob Heathcote will be in an absolute lather after that. Queensland breaks their duck of outs. It's been 14 long years since they've won the 10,000, and they've done it here today with Rothfire.
On the bridle at the 200, what a performance to spin his form around. He loves it. He nearly won this race last year, didn't he? He's brave. He loves it here at Doomben.
That is some sort of performance. Rothfire at 60-1 wins the Doomben 10,000. Spicy Martini, that mare by Justify, very brave on speed for second. Napoleonic, he looked like he had plenty more to give, but just that last bit, it's the old boy who had the last say.
Yeah, Spicy Martini ran enormous there for second. He ran really well, and Jimmy's
career, what a combination. Rothfire, Brad Rawiller, but most importantly, his trainer, who's kept the ultimate faith in the horse for many, many years, and Rob Heathcote, his 13th Group 1 victory.
And look, when I spoke to you at Randwick back in September, I thought that was probably the highlight of my life, but I was here on Black Caviar Day when he ran third behind Haylist and Black Caviar, and the Boom Boys knocked me off a few years ago when it was 13.50, but to come here today, I mean, they didn't fancy us, 70-1.
No.
Crazy. And I said to the group all week, the trip up to Rocky tightened him up nicely. He got knocked down. The form pundits obviously didn't see it, but he did get knocked down and the rider copped a suspension. But he's come here today in super order. Brad Rawiller, I mean, I was struggling for a jockey there for a while. No one really wanted to ride him, and Brad's just given me a perler. And even though he was wide, he just said to me, he said, Rob, I kept the old fella in a beautiful rhythm the whole way.
Yeah, did, as we watched the replay here, so he found himself pretty much horse underneath him.
Last year we got beat an inch.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
Loves his day.
James knocked us off. So a little bit of redemption, a little bit of payback. And
that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And, you know, he's been an absolute trooper for Queensland for, what, best on 7 years now. And this is his crowning glory. And we might even have another crack at the Kingsford Smith, I think.
Yeah, why not? He's in such good form. And what's he like to deal with at home? He just looks like a pet of yours.
Beautiful. I mean, you girls are too young to remember Buffering, but...
No, we're not.
He was an absolute legend, a beautiful horse. Used to fly the plane himself. He went on it that many times. But old Rothy's the same. He's just got a nature to die for. My staff, Ollie Peoples, my assistant trainer, he rides him in all his slow work. My team, as every trainer will say when you win a Group 1, and 13's got a nice...
3 Doomben Cups, 2 Stradbrokes, 2 all ages. Gee, you just don't see horses like this anymore. Real tough, honest horses, time in, time out.
Look at the breadth of wins, though, there. You've got a Doomben Cup over the 2000, a Stratty over the 14, same with the all-aged, Queensland Derby over the 1.5 miles. How versatile.
Very versatile. Great horse.
And 74 career starts. They don't breed them like...
The untapped Accidental Bid was your 270 favourite this morning, is now just out to 310, so just getting a touch soft late now. There's been some firms for others around him. On the second line of betting, Providence is one of those, 380 into 330. One step closer has had a trim up, 850 into 8. Tom Charlton will certainly be looking for a winner after that one with linebacker. Solid Gold 850 into 750. Opened 11. Similarly with those Seamus is at 15. So Seamus is at 15 solid. Kilman 19 then. Falcon Lair at 23. Beauty
1,000 in Brad Rawiller.
Ready to break. The big field ready to be released. Accidental Bid drawn 2 from the outside. Racing. Accidental Bid was only fairly away. Towards the inside, Inspired Legend and Southern Prince left well. There's Kilman rushing across. Accidental Bid going forward now. Up there as well, Costello Gron, Special Artist, a bit better than midfield. Followed then by going forward Tambaloa, but it's off the track. Beauty Swift not too far away, and then came Providence. McDonald's got to the favourite centre field, maybe just a tad worse. Then Certified. Defendants was next, might be 3 wide Providence. Inside that pair, Defended. Then came at the head of the others as they travelled down the back was Certify. A long way back was One Step Closer, the in-market runner with 3 behind him. Solid Gold being one of those. Then Mr. Worthington, and last of all was O'Shamus. They head into the next bend now, a strung-out field with 800 left to run, and Kilman was the leader. Kilman shows the way by 3 lengths. Accidental Bid close enough if good enough. He's had a trouble-free run in transit. Southern Prince in third. Racing fourth, Tambalara always wide. Then Inspired Legend, Special Artist, Beauty Swift, Costello Grand, Providence asked to go. One step closer going up but even wider. Near the inside was Defendant. Then came Solid Gold with plenty of work ahead of her. Then came Certify. O'Shamus and Mr. Worthington was last of all. They head for home in the last hour of the Rough Habit. They've got 300 left to run. Kilman giving a side. Accidental Bid trying to eat into the margin. Beauty Swift getting out and Providence was running on. It's still Kilman in front on tired legs, but still the leader. Kilman in front. Short of 100 to go. They're trying hard. Southern Prince, Beauty Swift and Providence. Accidental Bid can't go on. Kilman all the way. Beat Beauty Swift, Southern Prince and Providence. Then came Solid Gold running on. Accidental Bid dropped off. Then Certify. Well back was O'Shamus, Defendant, Costello Grand, Inspired Legend. Well back Special Artist. One step closer, didn't raise a yelp. Tambalara a weekend after a wide run. Mr. Worthington.
Oh, well, this was a rated ride, wasn't it? Kilman out in front there. Can you believe it? Another Chris Waller winner at odds. That's the 4th one at double figures today.
Unbelievable.
What are people doing sleeping on
You know
this?
what? That was a great ride from Ryan Maloney there. On a fit horse, he rolled forward. No one annoyed him, and he just kept on running. The fence has been dynamite late.
Those colours have won a couple of derbies in times gone by.
Nev Morgan and Dave Devine.
I think it's been playing really good.
So the punters have been bang on the money right throughout the day, haven't they? Not only at Randwick, but also at Doomben, and Chispa is the one they want here. So $7 first bet, a few minor deductions in there, but now into a $3.30 chance. Now she's currently a $6 chance in the Queensland Oaks, and the punters are thinking that is completely vindicated here, given she has a well-backed $3.20 chance. Now single red on the...
All set. Racing. Shortcut took a backward step at the start. Mr. Barlink thought so. Crathy Kirk left well with Grand Omaha. Probability Theory. Showing early speed, Aaron Joe. Fireball Miss and Chispa not far away. Single red pushing forward. Just behind them was Tartania in those purple and white colours. Then Parvenu, Zulika. They're tightly bunched early. Drifting well back, Bella Wahine. Then came Sovardo and Our Brave Liddy trailing, now 8 lengths off the lead. But it is a slowly run, Roses. They're at the halfway mark, 1,000 left to run, and holding all the aces is the second favourite Single Red. Travelling generously for Jockey Collett, led by 1 length to Probability Theory. Aaron Joe getting a good run third, fourth the outside Fireball Miss. Tantania always wide. Then Crathy Kirk, Grand Omaha, Chispa is trying to thread the needle between runners and doing so now. Then Parvenu, followed by Zalika, taking off. 4 and 5 wide, Bellawahini, Sovarado, shortcut and Our Brave Liddy whipped them in. Down below the 600 metres, look at that first 1400, snail's pace, 1:32.07. It's going to be a sprint home, and Zulika wide on the track in Tantania went to Probability Theory and Single Red, who's still got something to offer. Aaron Joe, Fireball Miss, Chispa getting to the outside, starts to get into her gears. Parvenu and Bellawahini were even wider. Single Red's got a decent kick, led the way. Probability Theory trying hard, and Fireball Miss getting an inside run. Wider Grand Omaha, even deeper was Chispa. On the inside though, Fireball Miss reached the lead, and Fireball Miss, a rails hugging ride, collected the roses from Chispa, who was very good. Then Grand Omaha, Single Red, Parvenu, then Aaron Joe, followed by Sovarado, Probability Theory, Zulika.
Well, a little cider for Declan Bates, if you don't mind. He pulls out a gun ride there on Fireball Miss, but everyone else was going out wide, looking for the right track. Geez, Kieran Maher's having some sort of day. It ducks up on the inside and then out wide.
Tatt actually going up the inside.
No, listen, we alluded to that just before. I don't think there's any bias with this track at all. And like I said, you're getting to the better horses in the day. So what a great ride from Declan. I thought, to be very honest, I thought Jason Collick went way too slow on Single Red. Because what happens when you go that slow, Lizzie? You bring everyone else into the race. There's a lot of horses that are so close to you that are travelling. And obviously Declan took...
Win it ever since.
Tatt
Racing, Rough Habit began okay.
The mighty Rough Habit owned the 2,000-metre Group 1.
Rough Habit is going to win the Cup by 4 lengths.
Claiming a hat-trick of wins in 1991, 92 and 93.
That's 3 Diamond Cups. Well done, champ.
Durbridge survived a protest from stablemate Paris Lane to win in 1994.
Durbridge in front, he's too good, and Durbridge beat Paris Lane.
Hall of Famer Might and Power stamped his class in 1998, beating Intergaze.
He's a champion, all right, Might and Power. He won the Cup. Might and Power beat Intergaze.
Before the 8-time Group 1 winner was able to go one better the following year.
Well, he might have got beaten by Might and Power last year, but he'll make up for it today. Intergaze, and he went home to win the Cup from Lahar.
Zaki put 7 lengths on his rivals to claim his first Group 1 in 2021.
This is one of the easiest Durban Cup wins in the history of the race.
While in 2025, punters were served free beer after hometown hero Antino romped to victory.
It is the most brilliant.
Now is getting to his right sort of trip. He gets to 2,000 metres. A penny for the thoughts of all of those jockeys and leading into the race, boss, who we're really going to drill down to that for you. So for half yours, Caulfield Cup.
So it's fascinating stuff here. Birdman is your current $3.30 favourite, yet the tab holds tell a very interesting story. So half yours currently 40% of the tab book, half yours, despite being the third favourite. So he is very popular with your rank and file punters. Birdman accounts for 22%. And although Pride of Jenny there is a $3.70 second favourite, just 15% of the hold on Pride of Jenny. So Birdman, your current $3.30 favourite. Pride of Jenny, $3.70. Half yours, $3.90. A little bit of support for She's a Hustler at that $7 quote, and Vauban all the way out to $4.40. So they want to risk him, whereas Birdman.
Jamie Mellon riding half yours. The starter, Brad Racing. Pride of Jenny jumped well. She jumped on terms of them. She wasn't the best out. Kovalika, asterisk nicely away. So too was She's a Hustler, and Pride of Jenny is 4 deep outside that trio on settling down. And they'll sort themselves out. 2 lengths away, Birdman, then Vauban back to second last, and half yours takes last position. That's the first call as they drive into the 1,600-metre bend, and Bates on Declan, Bates on Pride of Jenny now takes the champion men of the lead, and the margin was 4 lengths at the 1,400 metres. She's a Hustler is in second, 2 to asterisk third, outside of Kovalika, fourth on the rail. A length away, Birdman, 3/4 to Vauban, and a length to half yours last of all. Heading to the back straight now, 1,200 left to run. Let's signposter, Pride of Jenny, 8 clear as they go down the back straight. She's a Hustler leads the second division. Asterisk is in third, racing fourth, half yours. Mellon doesn't want Pride of Jenny to get too far away, so she's making a forward move up to be in third position now. Kovalika back to fifth, then Birdman, and Vauban is last of all. It's the when and how moment as they go to the 800-metre back bend. When will a jockey make a move and who will it be? Questions still unanswered because Pride of Jenny is 12 lengths in front. She's a Hustler second, half yours third, then asterisk, followed by Kovalika, Birdman, and 2 to Vauban last of all, down below these 600 metres. The first split, 125.32. Pride of Jenny coming to the turn, 13 lengths in front. She is all out though. They're starting to chase and chase quickly. She's a Hustler, half yours. Birdman to the outside, then asterisk, Kovalika, and Vauban turn in last. Down below the 300 metres, Pride of Jenny on tired legs. The margin abbreviator is Birdman, slowly but surely coming after Pride of Jenny. Pride of Jenny in front, not for long. There goes Birdman. McDonald riding for Waller. Waller's 200th Group 1 winner, and Birdman, a brilliant performance. Birdman won the Newman Cup, beat Pride of Jenny. Third over the line was Vauban, half yours fourth. Then She's a Hustler, asterisks, and Kovalika last home in 2:2:38.
Queensland provides the 200th for a champion trainer. An icon of our sport joins JB Cummings and TJ Smith in the exclusive 200 club. And he's done it in style with a horse that he has just tried his hardest to get to the right race, and he had to run down a superstar to do it. J-Mac timed it perfectly.
He certainly did, Bossy. That was a sweet ride from James, but it was also a great ride in defeat as well.
Oh, listen, Pride of Jenny, she just went out there and threw everything else she could at him. Oh, so you've got to be so proud of her. She's turned up today in great condition, and it took a very good ride and a good horse who's obviously, as you alluded to, very fit now, isn't he?
He certainly is. Talk us through the concluding stages, because you said the third horse, Vauban, ran well. Jamie Mellum, she made a mid-race move. Was that the right move?
Well, she tried to win the race, but in the end, she runs outside the top three trying to win the race.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that on half yours. I would have relied on his powerful sprint at the end of the race. I mean, yeah, it's a tough call, but I wouldn't have done that on him, for sure.
We'll catch up with Chris Waller very, very soon. James McDonald says, there you go, 2 for 200, if you don't mind, for Chris Waller. And how appropriate the 100 Club. Chris, there's some good names right there on the screen. TJ Smith and JB Cummings, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you. No, when I see that, it's quite, it makes you a bit emotional. I don't like to think of it like that too much, but this man started at number one.
That's right. It's hard to believe. Yeah. Triple honour, hey?
Yeah, the Doncaster. Good one to win for your first one.
Yeah, and it was just, I've said it so many times, it's just so important to get your confidence, and from that first day, little things grew, and I've got an amazing team, amazing support from, still appreciate the good horses, like beating Pride of Jenny. Like that was it was a good talking point through the week, and that's what people want to see, and I thought she had the race won at the 400, but then, and she still runs second despite us getting to her pretty easy.
Oh, fantastic. Doomben here, you win this race and you're in the Stradbroke. So race number 9 is the BRC Sprint. And the runners are made.
So your current favourite is going to be your tab market mover, and that's Lord of Biscay, $10 into $6, and now into $5.50. But you look at the market here, we've got 6 horses.
Nothing would surprise.
No, it's very open. That's why I went with the horse on the way up, in my opinion, with Sway Nensday. I do also think inside and you can cast wide and also find the line strongly.
Yeah, they both come out of that same race at Gosford and both had similar runs, though. Just
racing Brisbane, and Zazu came out badly, 5 lengths behind them. Cloudland, Abounding, Tuned, the Inflictor and Walado were all well into stride, nearly 5 in line early. Just behind them, Boomtown Boss with Basusto, Sway to Stay caught deep. Lord of Biscay going along the rail to be midfield, then Metal Art followed by Rock Ribbed, getting well back Oak Hill, Harry Jott back and wide, then Zazu, Sofrano and Tavs last of the 16. 8.50 left to run, the Inflictor in control, then Walado by a neck. Tuned in a good spot third, Cloudland in fourth, and Sway to Stay fifth and 3 wide as the speed drops off mid-race. Abounding travelling 6 went off the rail, then Basusto, Lord of Biscay, Boomtown Boss, Rock Rib wide, then Oak Hill, Harry Jott, well back Metal Art, Sofrano, Zazu and Tavs. First split is slow, 45.39. It's going to be a sprint home, and the Inflictor holds all the aces. Comes to the turn in front from Walado. Cloudland next, Tuned about to get moving. Then Sway to Stay and Rock Ribbed right around the outside by the 300 metres. The Inflictor is now in full flight. Leads away. Walado knuckling down to the task. Tuned coming in the pair, then Cloudland. Harry Jodin wider and Sofrano is the deepest runner. The Inflictor on the inside. Grabbed by Walado. Tuned coming through in the centre. Strongly now is Abounding. And right down the outside, Sofrano. Abounding and Sofrano. Maybe Abounding from Sofrano. Harry Jott close up. Tuned not far away with Walado. Then came the Inflictor weakening late, followed by Lord of Biscay, then Oak Hill, Metal Art, Cloudland, Tavs, well back Basusto, Sway to Stay, Rock Ribbed and Boomtown Boss has pulled up towards the tail in 1:20.26. Stand by for the result.
The result will be about the exceptional year. I haven't gone the early crow, have I? Abounding's got it. Rex Lips' horse right on the line. Sofrano makes it really close. Tuned is there. Harry Jott's there as well, waiting for the official numbers. It's, we wait, Lizzie, we wait. Sofrano there in a driving finish. The 11 will be third, which is Harry's Yacht, just ahead of Tuned.
I think what a busy finish that was. So, congratulations.
Romantic Warrior, 7 minutes out from the start, and he's also the best turned out as well here, Paul.
Yeah, it looks a treat, doesn't he, at one point?
And the crowd loved you, so that's nice to see.
That cheer, Romantic Warriors out of the yard. This is for the 20-1 Champions and Chater Cup with Tom Wood.
Thank you, Mark. And they're lining up here at 2,400 metres. The crowd getting revved into it here as we gear up for the straight. 2,400 metres in the Group 1 Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup. They're racing. And Rusham Park was a little bit slow away from stall number 3. Romantic Thor going forward. Numbers staying out in the centre of the track, but they might be just trying to take a sit through the early stages. And the pace is not strong. Romantic Warrior next on the outside of Deep Monster. They're in turn followed by Generation as last of all at the 1,000 metres. Romantic Thor in front, taking them to the end of the back straight. Out by a length and a half on Numbers, who's finally settled a little bit better. 2 lengths away is Deep Monster, followed there by Romantic Warrior and Rusham Park as Numbers now goes up to serve it to Purton here on Romantic Thor, and they get away by 4 lengths. Winning wing back behind Rusham Park at the 700 metres. Gentleman Legacy, Cap Ferrar and Carrying Generation last of all. Romantic Thor comes around the turn here in the Champions and Chater with Numbers breathing down his neck. 5 lengths away, Romantic Warrior, Rusham Park and Deep Monster. It is Romantic Thor in front. 300 metres left to go with Numbers. But here comes Romantic Warrior with Deep Monster in the centre. He might have been slightly balked for a run, Deep Monster. Numbers, Romantic Warrior lifts on the outside. Romantic Warrior goes to the lead. A romantic ending to a flawless campaign. 3 jewels in the crown for Hong Kong's Ultimate Warrior. He sweeps the Triple Crown with victory in the Champions and Chater, and it's Group 1 number 15 in Hong Kong for Romantic Warrior, the favourite home, and has edged out a brave Numbers who was second. Great finish to our Group 1 feature, but it's Triple Crown glory for Peter Lau, James McDonald and Danny Shum. They were clear on the rest. Romantic Thor was brave. Deep Monster was there for third, and they were in turn followed by scenes here at Sharton. Romantic Warrior. He can do anything. Behold a masterpiece. He is a legend. Etches his name into the eternal stars of Triple Crown history here at Sharton. James McDonald. Numbers was very...
But first of all, I have a new favourite here, Em, and that is I Am Dirty on the week, back up into $4 now from $5. So $4 the field, albeit has been the one that they've come for late after opening $7. Blind Raise then is at $4.20, just out from $3.80. Then we have Martiste. It's a gap to the rest. 23 Silk and Salute, 26 then for Home Tomorrow, 31 about Bohemian Rhapsody.
Racing. Jumping in a great line. One of the first to go was Bohemian Rhapsody to the inside with Dream Rocker and the Autumn Affair. Van Torix began well. There's Blind Race surging forward with Gourmet. Martist about 7th or 8th away, then Autumn Charm. Followed by Home Tomorrow. Settling in the centre of the field was Basilius. Then came Silk and Salute over racing around Macedon Mission. Stormy Marco inside that pair. Now I Am Dirty. They've gone back at the start. Third last in the first call. Then Quarterback and Kick Up Rocky all the way back to last. Down the side, 8.50 left to Rana. And over on the inside, showing the way, was the Autumn Affair. Led by 2 lengths, Blind Race. Nash has got into a great spot in third. Gourmet outside the leader. Bohemian Rhapsody 4th the rail. Then Van Torix. Home Tomorrow 5th and wide. Followed by Dream Rocker on the fence, and then came Autumn Charmer. Basilius hopping into the 3 wide line. Then Silk and Salute. Martist in traffic. Followed by Stormy Marco. Macedon Mission. Kick Up Rocky. I Am Dirty. Rachel King is going to try and thread the needle. Now starting to pick up ground all of a sudden. And coming right to the outside. Then Quarterback. They fan right across the track. 3.50 left to run. And Van Torix went up on the outside of Blind Race. I Am Dirty's there, and Basilius putting itself right into the thick of things. Meanwhile, Van Torix and Blind Race joining in Basilius. Wider was I Am Dirty. Autumn Chum up on the inside. Van Torix and Basilius. They pair off in the sires. Basilius the outside. Got to a narrow lead, and Basilius beat Van Torix. Martyr's third. Kick Up Rocky. A beauty from last. Then came at the head of the others Autumn Charm, followed by Stormy Marco, Silk and Salute. Then Blind Race, who couldn't come on, Dream Rocker. I Am Dirty peaked as well. Then came Quarterback, Dream Rocker, Bohemian Rhapsody, Gourmet and Home Tomorrow out at the tail.
Still doesn't know what he's doing, this young horse, but look at his head on the side. Tommy Berry get the absolute best out of him. And at a huge price, Basilius wins for Michael Freedman. Michael won the race with
an all-important market. In fact, your favourite is a drifter out to 460 now. I speak of Brave Monarch, who opened 380 this morning. There's been a firm on the second line for Skyhook, who was on his best behaviour. He just started to get a little bit on his toe as they were heading out, 7 into 6. Then we have 60s, who's also been a firm, 850 into 750. Primo did open at 31s. Within the Law is at 12 in from 19. Afterburners 13 out from 12. Wriggle Award, a trim up there at odds, 23 into 16, 18 Woden, 21 Navy Pilot. Skyglider 19 to 23 and then 26 or more the rest. So a little bit of movement here.
Ready to break. Racing. And Skyglider and Woden was sluggishly away at the start. Wooden Lass began fast. Hillier showing early speed, and there goes Afterburners rushing forward towards the front. Regal Award not far away, and now Skyhook Stamped Urgent is chasing after the leading division. Estremo settles down in 6th, and then came 60s, who's stranded in midfield and deep around Burma Star and Brave Monarch between the pair. Followed then by Woden outside of Navy Pilot, then Artistic Venture. Platinum Pantheon drifting well back on the side of the course was Within the Law. It's a long way back with Fabulotes. Second last call Da Vinci and Sky Glider is last of all. They head down the side, 700 left to run. Afterburners, the Queenslander, work to the front from Skyhook. Regal Award 3 wide. 2 lengths away in 4th. Hillier getting a good run, then Estremo. Beatman's off the track, followed by Brave Monarch, plotting a path to be about 4 off the lead. Burma Star, then Wooden Lass, followed by Artistic Venture and Woden. A long way back, Platinum Pantheon with Fabulon. At the head of the others was 60s, who's a long way back trying to make ground. Well on the home straight now. They've got 300 left to run. And on the outside, Regal Award went up to Skyhook. Estremo coming at the pair. Afterburners has run his race. Brave Monarch's running on. And 60s was out wider. Regal Award and Skyhook head at head. Brave Monarch gaining on the inside. Regal Award now reached the lead. Regal Award dashed away. Stokes and Neindorf again. Regal Award from Skyhook. Flashing through Within the Law in a photo for 3rd with Brave Monarch, Platinum Pantheon not far away and 60s out wide. Then came Estremo, followed by Woden, Artistic Venture and Burma's.
That'll be hard to beat for Ride of the Day. That was brilliant from Lockie Neindorf. He gets a running double here, and Philip Stokes trains a double. So 2 huge wins in Queensland for Philip Stokes, based at Pakenham. Lockie Neindorf also calling Pakenham and Victoria home now, of course. Great South Australian heritage. Regal Award at a big price. Defeats Skyhook. Within the Law, flashes late to run 3rd. Host a good run.
The thing I've noticed coming out here is that headwind into the straight.
Yeah, I didn't notice it. We're at the back there, but when you get it here, it's quite strong, isn't it? So that's going to play a real factor, especially at the end of 1.5 miles when these 3-year-olds are going to be a bit tiring.
Of the Queensland Derby for the 3-year-olds, one of the classics, a great race that any jockey, trainer or owner would love to win on a horse who gets over it.
Well, and we have a new favourite, and it is the Kiwi filly Solid Gold, 5 into 440. She has 28% of the overall money here, and she is now our outright favourite over Providence with 20%, so not a great deal splitting them, 550 into 5. Then Monopolistic, who's been a slight drifter, 550 to 650. Accidental Bid has remained solid enough around the $8 quote. Different Gravy at 12. Kilman is at 14, as a 1 step closer at 26. Beauty Swift 34. Southern Prince 41, along with O'Shea.
Racing. They jumped at an even line. Kilman anticipated the start well, heading towards the front from Southern Prince. Going forward soon after the start, Inspired Legend. Providence is handy. Noticing also going forward Amazaki and Solid Gold. Berry riding forward on the favourite. O'Shamus going up wider. They're followed by 1 step closer, Accidental Bid. Monopolistic settling just a touch better than midfield. Beauty Swift wide with cover early, followed by Options. Let's go to the second half of the field. Southern Prince over the inside layer, and then came Options. It's in the 3 wide line, but on the improve. Followed by Amazaki, then Accidental Bid. Providence about 8 to 9 off the lead at the 1300 metres. Then came Michelangelo, followed by Monopolistic between runners. Southern Prince inside of that pair. A long way back along the back straight was Different Gravy, drifting back with Defendant. Then came Chili's, Inspired Legend, and Buttalese as last. 18 lengths span the Derby field. They go towards the far bend with 1,000 left to run. And Maloney is going to try and pilot Kilman an all-the-way victory. 1 step closer went to second. Racing third, O'Shamus. Beauty Swift in fourth. The speed is genuine. 2 to Options, who went to fifth, and then came Falcon's Lair. Solid Gold about seventh in the Rana. Amazaki making a move, then Accidental Bed, followed by Providence, who's following Solid Gold in the Rana. Then Michelangelo, monopolistic between runners. Near the inside came Southern Prince. A long way back coming to the turn was Different Gravy. Then Buddha-Lazy trying to make a wide run was Inspired Legend with Defendant, and Chili's will turn in last of the 18. They thunder for home in the Derby. 4.50 left to Rana. Kilman led. Beauty Swift the first challenger. Here's Solid Gold and Amazaki joining in, and Providence out wide. 300 left to run. Kilman led. Solid Gold went to it, but Providence went to the pair and gave them a cold. Providence dashed away from Solid Gold. Running on as Inspired Legend of Cricket Score odds. Then Monopolistic and Different Gravy. Providence has got 100 to go. He's got the margin. He's got the Derby. Providence too good. Dino Monopolistic. Third Inspired Legend. Fourth Different Gravy. Then Gap. Solid Gold didn't stay. Followed by Beauty Swift. Michelangelo. Defendant. Falcon's Lair. Amazaki. Kilman. Just ahead of them Chili's. Then came Accidental.
Miracle Mal, you've got company. You've got company on 16 Group 1s in a season. Oh, he's had more opportunities, sure, but it's a remarkable performance for James McDonald. Joins Malcolm Johnson with 16 in a season, and Miracle's the sort of guy that would go, welcome to the club, I reckon, Bossy.
Oh, well, this has been a record that he's been chasing for quite a while, and I think he'll be pretty chuffed when he gets it home tonight, knowing that he's got that one under his belt.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good ride. It just worked out beautifully.
200 Australian Group 1s. He joins Bart Cummings and TJ Smith at that mark, and it's his 9th Australian Group 1 derby. The same as John Hawkes and C.S. Hayes. So remarkable names that Chris Waller joins. Let's hear from the champ.
Has, yeah, and the second horse. But they've been our targets all along, and yeah, just say steadily building. And it was a lovely ride from the first and second horse. They got into beautiful positions, midfield, one off the fence, and yeah, they were one off the fence, and yeah, they were strong late, weren't they?
Midfield to stand up and have himself counted. Jimmy Starr and the Kingsford Smith today. Now, he wasn't bad in the Doomben 10,000, but everyone just had such high. The Kingsford Smith Cup over the 1,300 metres. It is a good horses race, and testament to the field assembled here today with 10 individual Group 1 winners, including Jimmy Starr, Private Eye, Rothfire and Fangirl, Bossy.
Oh, this is
70. Our traders were keen to take him on, just given how far back he can get and the lack of pace. But 370 he is now with 30% of the money. Fangirl is second best back there on the second line, albeit she's at 850. Then we see Headley Grange, who's been 13 into 10. Private Eye and Transatlantic, both at 11. Transatlantic is actually our third best backed runner here. Has it had a trim up from 14 into 11. Rothfire at 12. 14 out from 850 for Napoleonic. Then 16 in from 26 for Seppels for the informed Lockie Neindorf. Splashback at 17 out from 13. 23, a little trim up there for another Will from 26. Yellow Brick.
Racing. Private Eye won the start off the inside. Transatlantic and Headley Grange began well. Another Will going forward. Desert Lightning fifth away. And Jimmy Starr also taking a closer position. He's a bit wide though as they drive into the first bend, then linebacker. Followed by Rothfire, Napoleonic. Off the track was Seeples. Then Skybird, Yellow Brick, King of Rousseau, Splashback, Fangirl and Von Hawk is last of all. 8.50 to run. Transatlantic takes control. Another one up to second, and Jimmy Starr. He's up to third, but he's three wide. Private Eye, meanwhile, coiled away fourth the rail. Headley Grange in a good spot, fifth one off. Three wide with cover, Desert Lightning. Seeples in the cheap seats, 4 deep. Then linebacker, Rothfire, Napoleonic, joining the three wide cover flow. Yellow Brick will come to the centre of the track, then Skybird. A long way back, King of Rousseau, Fangirl third last at the bend. Second last on straightening Splashback, and Von Hawk is last of all. The big field travel by the 400 metres. Another one alongside Transatlantic. Desert Lightning and Jimmy Starr are joining in. Private Eye, Headley Grange up towards the inside, and wider was Napoleonic, even deeper Seeples. Another will reach the lead. Headley Grange was coming through on the outside. Jimmy Starr boxing away with Desert Lightning. Jimmy Starr is lifting. Headley Grange on the inside. Here comes the post. Headley Grange. Headley Grange beat Jimmy Starr. Fangirl and another Will. Followed then by Private Eye. Desert Lightning, Transatlantic, Splashback, then Von Hawk, Rothfire, linebacker, King of Rousseau, Yellow Brick, Seeples, Napoleonic pulling up quickly with Skybird. Last of all, Headley Grange has won the Cup.
Headley Grange is a Group 1 winner. He's promised to run a huge race in a Group 1. Many thought it could be at handicap, but he does it at weight for age, and he out-muscles number 1 in Jimmy Star, who might not be at his absolute brilliant best, but he still ran so well. Flashing go there for third with Fangirl charging late. Might grab third there, but Headley Grange, terrific win.
Yeah, he certainly was, Bossy, and you can see there he really barged back to the inside, Private Eye back out at them, so it was a good ride.
Yeah, that's a great ride by Hippo. Yeah, the horse is in the right spot. I couldn't believe from the get-go, from the barrier rise, even through the middle stages, they were nearly doing 12 to the furlong for a sprint race. That's pretty slow.
So look at Fangirl, does pick up third there, right on the line in the cerise colours coming through the middle. 8-1-12 and a photo, all the fallout of the big Group 1 in a moment. But we turn our attention to Caulfield, Quinny the market for the next. Just having a look at the head-on, there's a few unlucky stories in and around. But let's concentrate on the winner. Let's catch up with the team.
His 5th start in a Group 1 for the prep, and he gets one for his own. I know he can be difficult, but he's got so much talent. Congratulations.
He was actually really good here today. We totally ambushed him. He walked out to the track and it was almost like, you're kidding, I'm in a race. And by that time, Adam was already up on his back. So.
What a ride.
And we say difficult. This horse is an absolute sweetheart. He's not difficult at all. It's just his race day mannerisms as the jockey gets on. So I don't know what it's about.
That sounds like a horse who's won this race before, who went on to win an Everest,
right.
Didn't think about it.
Yeah, and a Stradbroke before that. So no Everest for this horse, but look, the Stradbroke's very much in our sights, and I thought both horses were good there today. They didn't do themselves any favours at about the furlong. They were bumping into each other. So there's all those horses out there, and my two decided to be clanging their heads together. But fantastic, great result. Very honest horse, raced well during the autumn without any luck, and when he drew a barrier, it was always going to be a big advantage to him.
You look at the ride from Hippo overhead just now on the big screen as well. Jeez, it looked a little tight from my...
Those two horses were, but he's got the job done, beating a very good horse in Jimmy Star, and very proud of him.
Stratty, what weight does he have?
55.
Hippo probably can't do that. Farm, and we have had a track upgrade now. We started on a soft 5. We are now on a good 4 this afternoon, and we're counting down to the Queensland Day Stakes alongside
$6 the field. Miss Freelove is your favourite, albeit there's a really even spread of money. There's very little splitting them. Miss Freelove's been out from opening on 380. Sylph then has been 650 into 6. And
racing. Champagne Lane, Miss Freelove Agerwood began well and earned a burn, was nicely away. Foreign Press came away strongly. There's Chains of Love hurtling around the outside, and then Sequista, followed by Mercy Me, Crash the Party. Sylph a little worse than midfield, with Venom Rush and Sword of Legacy off the track. Then Better Not Slip, followed by Mexi, Lockyer, Agerwood a long way back, and Platinum Pantheon last. Chains of Love alongside Earned a Burn, short of 800 left to run, and Foreign Press presented with a beautiful run, 2 away in third in the box seat. Then about 3 to Miss Freelove over on the inside as they go up to the 600 metres, followed then by Sequista. Between runners was Champagne Lane, Crash the Party, Sword of Legacy always wide, then Mercy Me. A long way back coming to the turn was Sylph, about 8 lengths to make up, then Lockyer, Platinum Panther, Better Not Slip. A long way back was Venom Rush and Smexy. In the home straight though, and Earned a Burn bounded away. Chains of Love 3 lengths behind it. Miss Freelove starting to warm to the task. Agerwood and Foreign Press were next. Now can Earned a Burn see out the 1200? That's the burning question for Earned a Burn. He's all out. They're chasing. Agerwood coming quickly. Earned a Burn gripping on, hanging on, and won. Earned a Burn beat Platinum Pantheon, who burst out of the ground. Miss Freelove third. Not sure about fourth. Chains of Love, Foreign Press, Lockyer. Wider was Sequista. Take your pick there. Then Mercy Me. Sylph never got into it, followed by the head of the others out towards the tail.
Geez, he's doing a good job, this horse. Earned to Burn. That is 2 on the trot, but rarely runs a bad one. 6 from...
Excited for this year's edition. Of course, it's been won by some wonderful horses in the past, including Winx, Ethereal, and more later on Triscay Surround and Denise's Joy. We've got some great...
Panova has been the favourite the whole way through, but he's just starting to get a touch soft late here, so has 35% of the overall money, but has been $3.30, now out to $4 Chispa is second best backed, albeit not near as much invested here, 15%, 750 into 7. Then we have Solid Gold, who's been a firm, 950 into 750. Parvenu, 850 into 8, so a slight trim up there. Along with 19, Silver Sister has remained relatively unchanged there after opening at 18. Single Red, 21, and then 51 or more the rest. Solid Gold, 950 into 750.
Yeah, I'm keen on her.
Racing. The big field thundered out of the gates and Fringes was a little slowly away. It's a great charge for the early lead. There's Naughty 40 and Kenji Yoshida showing out first. Out wide, Poltro Miss and Grand Omaha showing speed. And Ryan Maloney has Soverado fourth away. Silver Sister in the leading division. So is Crathy, Kirk and Panda Spectrum. Solid Gold jumped nicely, settles about 7th or 8th on the rail. Followed then by Fireball Miss, between runners Panova, a bit better than Centrefield as they work up the side. Grove Rose and Fringes after the ordinary getaway, settles last of the 18, 15 off the lead. Along the back straight, 1,500 left to run. Poltro Miss and Panda Spectrum, they are the joint leaders. Grand Omaha, Fireball Miss 3 wide with cover, Crathy Kirk the centre, and nestled inside that pair was the long shot She's a Diva. Then another line of 3, Zulika, Panova centred between runners, Tantania over on the inside of that pair. Followed then by Parvenu, Highgrove Rose, Single Red third last, Fringes second last, and Chispa is last of all. The Oaksfield make their way down the side to approach the 800 metres, and Poltro Miss currently making every post a winning post, leading Panda Spectrum by 3/4 of a length. Grand Omaha sitting pretty in third, Naughty 44th, then Silver Sister, Solid Gold, trying to work away from the rail, Soverado, Fireball Miss, Single Red travelling up into the picture but wide, then She's a Diva, well back Crathy Kirk, Panova is trapped in traffic trying to thread the needle. Parvenu threading the needle as well. Then Zulika, Fringes and Tantania went to the inside. Fully homeward bound of the Oaks and Poltro Miss sneaked away. Had a bit of a margin. Running on gamely is Fireball Miss. Fireball Miss hitting top gear. Went to Poltro Miss and went by it. Panova gets out now and gives chase. But is it too late? Fireball Miss in front, 100 to go, has got the lead. Panova is trying hard, battling on Poltro Miss. It is Fireball Miss. Fireball Miss from the Oaks. Link Panova, Poltro Miss, Solid Gold fourth. Then came Highgrove Rose, Tartania, Soverado, Chispa, Grand Omaha, followed by Fringes, then Zulika. Single Red is last in the Queensland Oaks.
Yeah, incredible finish in the concluding stages. Fireball Miss taking out the Group 1 Queensland Oaks. It was a perfect ride there from Declan Bates. You could see that Kirima had timed his run to perfection with this filly. He'd gone through her grades really nicely. She hit her peak form in the Roses, and now she's been able to get the job done in the Queensland Oaks. Another Group 1 for both of the combination.
Yeah. Just that great turn of speed, and that's what won her the race.
It was a messy race, wasn't
Yes.
it? It was very, very much a case of a lot of horses who never got an opportunity because they went slowly. Brilliant ride from Craig Williams.
Yeah, he was. That was brilliant ride. Craig Williams at his best. He just slowed them right up. Crispa had no luck from where she was. She did her best, but there was interference in the straight. But it was never going to be able to win from that position with the pace of the race.
Well, there you have it. Fireball Miss. The trickiest one we've seen of the day, Em. The punters are trying to work it out. So we have 550 the field. Manal is your equal favourite here now with Uncommon James. She's just a touch soft, though. 480 to 550. Uncommon James has been the firm, 7 into 550. Along with Hidden Wealth, 750 into 6. Then we have 650 about Boomtown Boss, who is actually 12 in from 14 for Zoo Sensation. Oak Hill is at 26 along with SJ, and then 34 down the bottom for Martial Arts.
Racing Brisbane. Manal made a good start on the inside. Hidden Wealth came out fast, so did the Inflictor, and Uncommon James. He's starting to gather speed and move forward. In flight about 5th away as they drive into the first bend, then SJ, followed by Zoo Sensation, Oak Hill, King of Sparta, Boomtown Boss and Metal Art settles last. A fairly comfortable lead for Hidden Wealth. That's where he likes to be. 850 left to run, led by 3/4. Uncommon James comes across comfortably to sit in second. Manal third, Metal Art fourth, and Zoo Sensation is off the track out of the cheap seats. In flight, sneaking along the rail of the bunch field. King of Sparta midfield with cover, then came Oak Hill, also hunting along the fence. SJ Boomtown Boss a long way back in traffic, and Metal Art turned in last. The Morton Cup field swung for home. 400 left to run. Hidden Wealth straightened in front from Uncommon James. In flight coming up on the inside. Manal trying to force a passage. Zoo Sensation wider than O'Killer. The widest King of Sparta. Boomtown Boss and Metal Art right down the outside. Hidden Wealth still in front. Uncommon James and O'Killer is coming through on the inside. Short of 100 left to run. Uncommon James reached the lead. O'Kill going with it. Stripe for stripe, and Uncommon James beat home O'Kill. Manal third, Hidden Wealth fourth. Then Boomtown Boss, followed by SJ. Then came the Inflictor in flight. Metal Art, Zoo Sensation, and King of Sparta last over the line.
Well, he's wound back the clock and the money was spot on for Uncommon James. 1,100 days since his victory in the Oakley Plate. He's run some terrific races, but not so much recently. We didn't know whether he was going to be able to get the job done today, Bossy, but he was tough.
I think getting back on top of the ground, Lizzie, was the key for this horse, and obviously he's done something. He's done some improvement in the barn for the last couple of weeks, so that's where the money's coming.
Shooting stages, but Uncommon James was far too good in the end. Those are the winners for the Morton Cup. 11, 1, 2, and Hidden Wealth has come in for fourth. Let's head down.
And they'll be wanting to follow him going forward. So Viewed winning a Brisbane Cup back in 2008, only a few short months later going on to win the greatest race of them all, the great 2-mile Melbourne Cup at...
Your staying feature, thank you, 3,200 metres, where Bella Montagna is your current favourite, and Gabe Woodhouse and Adrian Bott have a stranglehold on betting here with 1-2. Currently, LL Cant's been the other horse. They won this race 12 months ago with Campbell Dino. So Bella Montagna pretty steady at around that $2.40 mark, not really moving a great deal from a $2.30 open. LL Cant just a touch soft, $4 out to $4.60 now. Highland
Light started with the button. They're ready to embark on their 2-mile journey. They're off and racing now. And the favourite was actually the first to leave the gates, Bella Montagna off the inside. Who's coming calling in the early part, looking for the lead? The Right Way's going up there, a local roughie. Highland Bling not far away with Etna Rosso, and Bozo's right off the track but surging forward. And LL Cant's in that bunch as well, so they need to sort themselves out. Hutchins just eased out of that leading division. Then came New Look Zibulon and the Victorian Wheelstone. Wheelstone settles in last position. They head down the side of the course now with 2,700 metres left from last to win. They're heading along the back straight now, 1,300 left to run, and still no change to the running order. Jockeys are clearly content with pace and position, and the leader was the Right Way. Leads by 1 length to Bozo in second, Bella Montagna in third. Fourth the outside was Etna Rosso. Then came Highland Blink. He's about to start a 3-wide move and liven things up. Takes off at the 1,000 metres and whips around them quickly. Now the race starts to change complexion. Alal Kent's moves up to be midfield proper. Over on the inside was New Look, and then came Hutchins. Wheelstone and Zibulon has been last throughout. Short of 800 left to run, Highland Bling. Thompson took matters into his own hands and now takes control of the tempo. The Right Way is pushed along. Etna Rosso starts to surge into the picture. Then Bella Montagna still sitting pretty. Bozo may have run its race. LL Cant's running on strongly, going up towards the leaders. A few starting to put themselves in the race now. Hutchins as well. Then came New Look. A long way back was Zibulon, and Wheelstone was last. In the home straight with the big weight, Tim Clark took LL Cant's to the lead, and LL Cant's shot away. LL Cant's 2, 3, 4 in front. Hutchins doing the chasing. Bella Montagna not doing enough. Will run nearer last than first. LL Cant's is in front with a handy margin. New Look, Zibulon and Hutchins trying hard for second, third and fourth, but this is Gay's 5th Brisbane Cup. Adrian's 4th, Tim Clark's 4th. They know how to win a Brisbane Cup. LL Cant's big weight and all, she bolted in. Beat Zibulon, Hutchins, New Look, and then they came in at weary intervals. Bella Montagna every chance, Etna Rosso, Wheelstone, Highland Bling the Right Way, and Bozo, no clouding around there, it ran last.
The best of LL Cant's was going to take a power of beating today, and you get a price and a half because the stablemate was backed because of the weights and measures. Forget the weights and measures. LL Cant's was the better stayer and ridden a little quieter. That was the first surprise, Lizzie. Well done, Tim Clark. Zibulon runs second, Hutchins runs third, New Look, the Wed Tracker, runs fourth.
Yeah, good support here for Skyhook, Em. So nothing between the top two. It is currently $2.60 pick'em. So it has been a good move recently for Skyhook. It's the one that the punters want in the past couple of minutes. So within the law, this is a very different looking race, I will say, with 60s coming out this morning. So there was a hefty deduction there of 27 cents. So Skyhook, $2.60, and your current equal favourite along with
last to go. Congressman with good early speed goes to the early lead with Skyhook coming across to pounce in second. Vintage Vibes third away. I Am Karen in fourth. And Artistic Venture stranded 3 wide, so pushing on. They drive into the first bend. 900 metres left to run. Congressman in control. 3/4 to Artistic Venture. 2 to Skyhook. The favourite is getting, or the second favourite is getting a perfect run in third and travelling well. Vintage Vibes in fourth. 1 away. I Am Karen in 5. Within the law, 60 of the rail. Then Vanderbilt, Burma Star. Chupacabra followed by State Opera, Spice Prawn, Kick Up High, and Cellarmaster whipped them in, 10 off the lead. Heading by the 600 metres, and the leader coming to the turn was Congressman. Led it narrowly from Artistic Venture. Skyhook now being asked to go. Vintage Vibes, the roughie pushed along. I Am Carrot within the law. Starts to work into her gears and starts to run on pretty well. In the straight, though, with about 350 left to run, the leader was Congressman, but on the outside, Skyhook is challenging strongly. Within the law, two-way third under pressure as Skyhook sprinted to a clear lead and was looking pretty rosy. Down to the 100 metres, Skyhook is off and gone. Within the law, Burma Star run on, then Congressman, but Skyhook is a mile too good, and Skyhook bolted in. 1. Beat within the law, Burma Star, Photo fourth, Congressman or Cellarmaster. Then came State Opera, Vandervelde, I Am Carrot, followed by Artistic Venture, Chupacabra.
Missed out in the start in the Stradbroke, makes amends by winning the Guns In Classic, and right at the bottom of the weights would have been uber competitive in a Stradbroke for mine. Skyhook wins, and Kieran McAvoy, he does just remind them all, hey, there's plenty of fight still available. For me, he is a gun rider, isn't he?
Yeah. Again here, guys, you've got She's Got Pizzazz at the top and a well-backed favourite, $4 currently. Firestorm, you spoke of Floozy's win last year, Em. Well, she's back for redemption because she ran third in that race as a $4.80 chance. So you're getting slightly better odds today, just a little bit easy, $9. So outside of She's and your current $4 favourite, what are you really gambling with?
No jumpers yet. Neons broke well with Ready to Ship. Mercurial Lady fast away. Poster Girl, she was fourth in Australia. There She's Got Pizzazz, the favourite, landing in fifth with Gerringong in sixth. Followed by Super Spink, then Savagery Vibe. Snow in May, midfield the rail ahead of Zazu. Then came Roll On High, Aha Aha, Firestorm, Soft Lava, and Paradise City, last of the 15. Heading towards the 800 metres, the Mercurial Lady secured a comfortable lead. Poster Girl trails by 1 and Ready to Ship third the box seat. She's Got Pizzazz in a beaut spot mid-race. Travelling fourth, one off the rail, and Neon's fifth defence. Gerringong forced to go 3 wide around Super Spink, and Snow in May inside that pair, then Savagery Vibe. Followed by Aha Aha, Roll On High. Then came at the head of the others Zazu. A long way back, Soft Love. Firestorm second last in the bend, and Paradise City's in last position. The Dane Ripper Field heads for the run of the judge and Mercurial Lady, and long odds led narrowly. From Ready to Ship claiming it. Poster Girl came at the pair and swept to the front. She's Got Pizzazz on the scene at precisely the right time. Then Neons and Gerringong running on. Poster Girl went to Ready to Ship slowly but surely. She's Got Pizzazz is pouncing on the leading pair. 100 to go. She's Got Pizzazz. She's got the pizzazz all right. Gerringong flying home. She's Got Pizzazz. Beat Gerringong. Savagery Vibe up for third. Then Poster Girl all Ready to Ship, followed by Super Smink. Then came Soft Love, Firestorm, Snow in May, Mercurial Lady, Aha Aha, Paradise City, Zazu, and Roll On High out towards the tail.
A very confident Peter Moody telling us pre-race, this looks her race, and Mark Zara, Bossy, just did the rest.
Oh, listen, he put this in the right spot throughout the whole race, and you just see his balance was right there to the fore in these soft tracks. He's just a beautiful rider.
What about Gerringong? You gave her a solid... What about Gerringong? You gave her a solid push?
Yeah, she looked like the one that was going to... And she was the one that challenged. I think with an extra 100 metres, she probably gets over the top, so all things bright for the future for her.
Both those horses you would suspect would head on towards the Tatt's Tiara.
Well, Peter Moody's saying beforehand that was the plan for both.
All in their racing crown, the Stradbroke handicap. But before we get there, it is time for the JJ Atkins, and Richo's with the favourite.
For 36 years, the record Group 1 tally for a jockey in an Australian racing season has been 16. It's been held by Malcolm Johnson. recently equalled by James McDonald, and it could be this horse in Tronbolt who is just chilling at the moment, getting ready for the...
At Rose Hill Gardens, Bossy, only a few weeks ago. It was a heavy deck on this occasion. He's reeled in Cormier beautifully. Is this the ultimate form reference, though, going into a Group 1?
Not for mine. Not for mine. I mean, he was a good effort here. There was a hot speed on here. He just plugged away at the line. Coming out of restricted races is not for mine.
Across the entire Queensland Carnival, this has been a very confident push. So the punters land the cash there with the Budgie Smuggler, and they're backing up the truck here with Tronbolt, $1.80 in from $2.20. So Chris Waller chasing his fourth JJ win, the latest being the Autumn Sun in 2018. Outside of that, Brazil 50 Cormier, who's locked horns with Tronbolt there last time out, did come off second best, is a $10 chance. Stormy Marco doesn't have a lot of supporters, maybe a little surprisingly, given he had that hard luck as a $14 chance, but it is one-way traffic, and that's an understatement. $1.80 for Tronbolt, your favourite in the JJ Atkins.
Which of course is James's brother-in-law, rode Stormy Marco in a piece of work and said to Chris Waller, this horse is going to be with David Fowler.
Tronbolt came out of the second half of the field, about third last away, in fact. Silken Salute broke out of the ruck first with Voynich swiftly on the scene, and Cormier is going to take third position, and Kick Up Rocky, he's not handy today, he's up in fourth. Tronbolt's on the improve to about midfield, fifth or sixth. Out of the cheap seats, Glen Orkey. Over on the inside was Dream Rocker, then Basilius, Martis, Stormy Marco, and Heatstrokers last of all. There's one thing for certain so far, they're running it at a crawl. 1,100 left to run, and Silken Salute firmly dictating the terms. Leads Voynich by just over a length, and Glen Orkey continues to go on with it, now up to third, 3 wide. Cormier tucked away in fourth inside of Macedon Mission. A length behind that pair, Kick Up Rocky. There's Tronbolt. The favourite is now dead set in centre field. He's 3 wide at the half mile. Over on the inside of that pair, Dream Rocker, then Basilius, Martis, Stormy Marco, and Heatstroke whips them in 7 off the lead. 6.50 left to run. Silken Salute has had the best of runs in front. Glen Orkey's used petrol to be second. Voynich third. Now being rustled up to come up 3 wide. Cormier's had a good run. It looks to be travelling well. Dream Rocker next. Then Kick Up Rocky, followed by Macedon Mission. Now Tronbolt about 3 to 4 off the lead. Starting to work into his gears. Just needs some room to move, and he's finding that room now as Martis starts to descend down the outside. Cormier reached the lead from Glen Orkey. Here's Tronbolt. Here's Martis down wider, and there on the inside, Basilius running on. Tronbolt's flat out. He goes to the lead at Cormier. Short of 100 to go. Tronbolt and Cormier. Tronbolt and Cormier. Tronbolt, favourite supreme. Tronbolt for the dynamic duo. Waller and McDonald beat Cormier. Stormy Marco up for third. Then Martis, Basilius, Glen Orkey, Voynich, Kick Up Rocky, Mass in the line.
No jockey in Australian racing history has ridden more Group 1s in a season than what James McDonald has done this season. Sure, he's had more opportunities than Malcolm Johnson did way back in 1979, 1980, but the miracle one is in the rear vision mirror now because J-Mac stands alone.
Yeah, and didn't he like that? And given that absolute peach for ride, as he does in all these Group 1 races, but geez, that's something that he wanted to do, and he's got that one now done on the CV.
You can see that really meant something to him as well, standing up in his irons and just knowing that he's been able to get that elusive record because he...
You mentioned it. He just put the horse in the right spot.
Oh, listen, he does this all the time. He just seems to, if you're going to look for the sweet spot in all these Group 1 races, you just see J-Mac. There he is. He just has incredible timing and an awareness of where he should be in a race and what's around him, and his timing is there for everyone to see.
Hats off to potentially steal this, but during the run and almost in the concluding stage, you knew that Tronbolt just had so much under the tank, whereas Cormier was really out on his legs in the concluding stages.
I was a little bit disappointed in Nash on Stormy Marco. From barrier 2, he gave up his spot very easy, and they went pretty easy sectionals after they went a furlong or so, and he got pulling and over racing. I thought Nash should have utilised his barrier and just held his ground.
Hopes are high and stories are galore when it comes to the 2026 running of the Stradbroke Handicap, and maybe the story comes from...
Ones are very, very special, and Tony and Maddie Sears are looking to do it with Yellow Brick, who is A place getter in last year's Stradbroke, Taylor Marshall. We've heard from him aboard Spicy Martini, and Luke Cartwright aboard.
I'll see if I can help you here, Lizzie, and the punters. It is open, isn't it? So how good is Group 1 handicap racing? Case in point, a $5.50 favourite. Headley Grange, you've got Regal Award, $7. Fangirl, $8. Transatlantic, $10. So it is open. Splashback, $11. Estadio Mestalla, $12, and Spicy Martini. So worst way at the moment for Tab, Headley Grange and the ever popular Fangirl, but there's a bit of love around for Spicy Martini, and I know Bossy's quite keen on her as a roughie, so a $14 chance, and that may trim up a little bit further. So a little bit to play out here, but
runners. But what's that market doing as the rain starts to just gently fall here at Eagle Farm?
Shouldn't bother Headley Grange, Em. He loves getting his toe into the ground, and he is...
In the Stradbroke. Racing. Spicy Martini and Private Eye began well with Regal Award and Tuned. Another will going forward. Transatlantic also trying to get in on the action in the early stages. Not too far away was Headley Grange, and then came Desert Lightning. Estadio Mestalla in midfield, followed by Rothfire. Sequels off the track, then King of Rousseau, Fangirl in the second half of the field with a bounding splashback, Yellow Brick and Von Hawker's last. Down the side with 8.50 left to run, and Private Eye takes up the roll and leads by 2, and they run it at a good gallop. Racing second, Regal Award, he's in clear air. 3 to Transatlantic third, another will fourth, and Spicy Martini. She's skirting the rail in 5th position. Headley Grange behind that trio, then Warney, Tuned. At the head of the others, Estadio Mestalla, Desert Lightning, then Seapoles, followed by Rothfire, King of Rousseau, Fangirl. 10 off the lead at the 600, then Splashback, Abounding, Von Hawk, and Yellow Brick whipped them in. The Stradbroke field, Thunder for home. 4.50 to run, Private Eye shifting his ground. Grabbed by Regal Award on the outside, and Spicy Martini sneaking up inside the pair. Then another will, Transatlantic. Headley Grange about 5 off the lead. Spicy Martini drew alongside Private Eye. Regal Award is struggling now. Spicy Martini and Private Eye. Spicy Martini with a lightweight. Breaking clear now for Private Eye. There's 100 to go. Spicy Martini in front. Taylor Marshall, the ride of his life. And Spicy Martini won. Sequels burst home for second. Von Hawk third. Fourth over Fangirl on Private Eye. Then came Splashback, followed by at the head of the others, Regal Award, Warney and Yellow Brick. Desert Lightning, then Abounding, Tune, King of Rousseau, Estadio Mestalla a mile back. Headley Grange never got into it. Another will, Rothfire, and Transatlantic pulling up quickly at the tail, and Spicy Martini has won for Taylor Marshall and trainer Toby Edmonds.
Incredible story. The son of John Marshall, a Melbourne Cup winning jockey who was taken from us far too soon, and his young son has delivered in a Group 1. And Glenn Boss, you spoke to us pre-race about how to ride this horse, and Taylor did you proud.
Yeah, well, the key was the jump, because she can be a little bit fractious at the start, but once she jumped well, that was like, oh my God, first job done. He just rode a beautiful, patient race, and we spoke at length about how we would ride this. He said, don't worry about cutting the corner, because she loves these conditions, and he got 51.5 kilos. What a great moment for this young man. I'm so proud of him.
You talk about a great moment for this young man. You have documented and spoken to him and brought this story to our Channel 7 viewers. I want to ask you this question. You've ridden a lot of Group 1 winners. How does this feel watching someone that you're so proud of, so connected to, win a Group 1?
It's quite emotional, Lizzie, to be very honest, because I was so close to his dad. And he was a massive part of my life. But be able to speak to young Taylor and, oh, this is crazy. But to speak to him, you know, for days leading into this and execute a plan.
Oh, well done. I know, it's not about you, Bossy. I know you don't want it to be, mate, but we're thrilled to be standing alongside you, and he delivered big time. Cliff Brown's trained second and third with Seppels and Von Hawk at an unbelievable price. Toby Edmonds wins. It's a Queensland victory.
Take these on. You've done it once, you do it again with a mare who just goes from strength to strength. Congratulations, Toby.
Oh, thank you very much. It's very exciting, quite emotional, to be honest, and just a great effort from everyone involved. Most of all, the horse. She's a beautiful horse.
What does it mean to win another Stradbroke? You've done it 6 years ago with Tyzone, and here you come back once more. It means a lot when you're a Queenslander to win your great race.
Yeah, you know, it's a 12-month build-up of it, you know, and we were able to get it done. It's unbelievable. I've got to mention my farrier. He's effing legend. To put, you know, one of the top riders on that can ride fairly light, but we decided to stick with him, and I'm glad I did. He's a beautiful kid and deserves everything he gets.
Do you enjoy a spicy martini?
Not really, but I'll have one tonight.
Congratulations, mate. Well
Thank
done.
you, Tatt.
Great job.
Surreal. I didn't know how, had this have happened, I wasn't sure how it was going to feel or how I'd react. I guess I just want to thank, Fam and my cousin Josh. He's my manager, and geez, he's been my biggest supporter. In times that I sort of didn't back myself, he was just the backbone, and my mum and brother, and I know everyone back home, they'll be so thrilled for me. My partner, Em.
What's he saying to you right now?
Yeah, I think he'd be proud. He'd be very proud, and it's just, I think to carry his name, and it's a huge factor as to why I'm doing it, is because we wouldn't be having this chat now. He wouldn't be getting mentioned had I not been on this path. So, so special. I know he'd be just beaming, a beaming smile right about now. So.
And you're doing that name justice.
Your current $2.10 favourite, and he is very popular with the punters. They're thinking no Pride of Jenny. That might be the tonic for half yours to get back into the winner's stall. So $2.10 and heavily back. Militarised, he's still got his fans. He's frustrating, but there he is on the second line of betting as a $5.50 chance. She's a Hustler, pretty firm there. $6 just in from $8 Zambardo. $6 and pretty steady at that quote. And then you're out to $14 and longer the rest. Royal Supremacy amongst those. And Kovalika looking...
And just bullock him over the line.
But do you think he's a horse that doesn't necessarily...
Have two Melbourne Cup stars in the field of the Q22. Here's the call with David Fowler.
Event. Hong Kong Jockey Club well-pilled Q22, and they're off and racing. And the stayers jumped at an even line, all 9 of them. Let's try and find who wants to go forward. She's a Hustler is one, Zambardo's another, and Royal Supremacy going up outside that pair. And McDonald, he's keeping Militarised right up to the mark to the inside, so they'll sort themselves out that quartet. Then Pounding, followed by Asterisk, Knight's Choice. Mellum's got half yours, second last around the bottom bend, and last year's winner Kovalika goes back to the tail of the field. They head up the side now, short of 1,800 left to Rana, and taking over was Royal Supremacy. He's going to be the pace setter. Goes clear. Royal Supremacy went to a 4-length lead. Along the back straight, midway along the back, 1,300 left to Rana, and Royal Supremacy about 3 to 4 in front of She's a Hustler. Zambardo, one away third, and Militarised, a neck back fourth on the rail. 1 length to Asterisk, who's covering Pounding. Half yours still third last. There's no change to the running order with Knight's Choice and Kovalika the last pair. I'd estimate 10 lengths top end to tail. They reach the far turn. 1,000 left to Rana. And stop-start tactics on Royal Supremacy now goes out by 5. She's a Hustler second at this stage. Quite content to trail and not go up near the leader. 2 away third, Zambardo and Militarised. They've both had every opportunity in the Rana. Third and fourth as they reach the half mile. Then Asterix on the outside of Pounding. Half yours has been in third last position from the get-go. 8 to 9 off the lead. They're heading down towards the 600. Knight's Choice on its inside, second last. And Kovalika whips them in. Royal Supremacy, can it keep going? Comes up to the turn, shifting its ground, but will straight with a 5-length margin. It's the one they've got to try and gun down. Royal Supremacy trying to sneak away at the top of the straight leads. She's a Hustler, Militarised called upon. Then Zambardo, Asterisk. Knight's Choice, Pounding. Half yours with work to do, trying to run on. And then Kovalika, but Royal Supremacy, he's in full flight of the Q22, and he's got a margin, Royal Supremacy, with 100 metres left to go. They're chasing for minor money only. Royal Supremacy, well ridden, wins the Q22. Beats Pounding, third Militarised, half yours fourth. Then She's a Hustler, Zambardo, Asterix, Knight's Choice, and Kovalika last over the line.
What a ride by Mark Zara. He rolled forward. Pride of Jenny not in the race. Mark Zara said, Bossy, I'll take up that.
Well, Mark Zara, the best pair of hands going around in the business. Then that was just a perfect example of that. He slowed him up mid-stages and then built up his revs from about the half mile, and they were never going to catch him, Lizzie.
No, I mean, I thought that he might get a little tired because he does overdo it a touch, but Mark just had him in a beautiful rhythm. He was breathing well, and it's so hard for stayers to, and on this types of condition, to make up the ground. I mean, Pounding has put up a great performance. Militarised has run another credible race. Half yours, look, probably ridden a little bit too patiently, in my opinion. but I still don't know how well he's going. He's certainly not going as well as he was last preparation. I think it's back to the drawing board for the spring.
With him at the moment, so we'll get a really good shot. But
look at his he does, because, you know, for this horse, it is the middle of winter in Australia. Overpass, we were just saying he looks so well in his coat. He's travelled over nicely.
He's travelled over really well, so we'll just see how he is just before the race. He's about to get a saddle on, and yeah, I must say, he's a lot more...
Welcome back to Royal Ascot 2026. We've got 2 Group 1s coming thick and fast. Horses, doesn't he? Just not many.
I don't think he's had too many runners in the Ascot Stakes, to be fair.
That's the 2.5 mile handicap, but that was fantastic. Where we paid a real tribute to how well the Americans do it in comparison to us.
Jungle down there somewhere must be Luke. Do you know, out of all the races here at the Royal Meeting, this is, from a start's point of view, is the most tricky. In the Coventry, there were 22 runners. They loaded the horses in 1 minute 52. They try and sort of aim.
Colours Get Ready to Rumble will be one of the last 2 to go in, together with Asphora, the winner of this race a couple of years ago. The 26th and they're off, racing over 5 furlongs, and very slowly away was Get Ready to Rumble from stall number 1. Overpass on the near side, showing very good early speed. So too is Jacket Jarrow, is also up there. JM Jungle is another one who's showing good speed. Taking a fierce hold is American Affair. Asphora is also prominent towards the near side as they now race over on the far side. It is the very well-backed Night Raider, who has come through just about head of Frost at Dawn, and then Rumstar, and that one's been followed by First Instinct, and then Behike is also in that far side group, together with the ridden along First Instinct. Meanwhile, on the near side, Jacket Jarrow's got lead over Overpass, who's been ridden along, so too JM Jungle. Time for Sandals, the orange cap is there with every chance. Rosie Affair, another one who is staying on. Asphora is also picking up towards the near side. They're racing now down inside the final furlong. Jacket Jarrow and Overpass, it's those 2 with Asphora back in third, staying on his Mission Central towards the near side. Mission Central on the far side. It's Rayevka, Mission Central and Rayevka. Those 2 very tight. Overpass, a huge run then from Heavenly Heather, who stayed on as well. Night Raider just didn't get home. It looks as though on the near side that Mission Central has just given Aidan O'Brien and Ryan Moore the full set of Group 1 races at Royal Ascot. The race that has eluded them. I think they may have just got it on the head, Bob. Rayevka second, Overpass third, tight 4, Rosie Affair, Jacket Jarrow was involved, and also, as we mentioned earlier, huge run by Heavenly Heather, who's made a bit of a career of running way, way better than her price.
This race, who's it on?
Well, it's big weight on my shoulders. It's with Jolie Star. As I said, she's our main Aussie representation today. Of course, Overpass will be cheering for.
Breeds interest from abroad and means they keep coming back, and that's what we want over here. We want the best to take on the best. Who knows?
Into a big Group 1 but she looks like an absolute rocket ship in here.
Real speedball, had a good time of it out in Dubai when dominating out.
But she's a little stretchier than the
definitely. No, she's much longer, 100%. You wouldn't look at her necessarily and think sprinter.
Yeah, she looks mighty.
That's Kind of Blue. Kind of Blue has won at the top level here.
He's very warm.
Yeah, good thing him being on board. He rides the straight and the round course here so well, and he's able, I think, to adapt his horse to the track.
Jolly Star's better than Asphora, but probably not quite a Black Caviar. Is that fair?
That's fair, Mr. Chapman. Yes.
No one's ever called me that.
She's got good Australian form, and she's in the pinnacle of her career. She's a 5-year-old. She's won her last 3 races. She's won down the straight before. She's won.
Might just surprise a few as the girls shake their head.
You've said it before. Cardham's done it before, twice, Adele.
Yeah, he has, but he does need to kind of pick up on what he's already shown this year. I think a travel over to the US.
I'm taking her out to have a look at it, but anyway, we're all set for the QE2 Jubilee Stakes. And they're off and racing, and after all that, quite a good line. Regional with his customary flying start. The Aussies well to the fore with Overpass and also Jolly Star. Satono Revs leading a breakaway group towards the stand side with Time for Sandals. Jasur is fighting the rider with Saida Dalaran, and also towards the back of that group is Stolen Kiss. Regional leads Ram Ram over on the far side. Overpass, Jolly Star up the centre, Satono Rev, the very keen Jasur, and Comanche Brave. But then behind these is Almarak just ahead of Lou Gal in the cross belts. Time for Sandals, the stripes, then Carter midfield. So here to Darian comes next. Sajir just ahead of Great Wish, more towards the back early on. The likes of Flora Bermuda is currently just towards the back of the pack in the mid-division, and Lake Forest also has quite a bit to do in company with Kinda Blue. It's regional from Jolly Star, who's moving up stylishly. Satono Red being asked for the effort. Overpass is there, as well as the international runners come to the fore with Lugal as well. It is Jolly Star, Lugal on the far side, Overpass and Satono Red. Regional, Almerac, and flying home on the near side. Stolen Kiss, Jolly Star, Satono Red, a neck down, trying to spoil the party. It's Stolen Kiss, Jolly Star, Almerac, Satono Red, go for the line with Stolen Kiss, a drop of the heads. Almerac on the far side, Satono Red, Jolly Star, and Stolen Kiss, but was it that order? Very close indeed. Almerac's on the far side with Satono Rev. Between the pair, Jolly Star and Stolen Kiss. Almerac and Satono Rev, I think, are just the two with Jolly Star. Oh, Satono Rev diving at Almerac. Jolly Star, I'm pretty sure, is third, with Stolen Kiss probably fourth. Late.
First, number 1, Almerac.
Almerac wins in the colours of Shadwell Estates. Tom Marquand for William Haggis, who's having a dream week. It's number 4 for Haggis. The Hills boys on the scene to congratulate. Your immediate thoughts go to Ready Jim to get to the Royal Alaska. Look how close it was. The wait goes on. He was so nearly ready, Jim, to get to the Royal Alaska. Look how close it was. The wait goes on for Japan. Oh, my goodness.
And we're talking about the draw, aren't we?
Gerringong and Tullaries all making their debut in Group 1 racing. It's always a terrific story, Bossy. Lots to look forward to, and there's so much.
Manal is the horse that punters are coming for. There's not a lot between her, Gerringong and Splashback, as you can see there. So Manal at $4.80. Gerringong sits on that second line at $5. Splashback $5.50. There is a horse there. Honestly, punters really not sure what to do here. What are you really gambling with for Friend Confident?
On with the fave, Manal. You're with... what did you do, Gerringong?
Yeah, I'm with Gerringong. I think Manal's obviously very, very hard to beat on its last.
Racing. That was a great line out with Midnight in Tokyo and Poster Girl flying out from out wide. Tuileries and Manal well away. Savagery Vibe fifth on, settling down. Blinded by the light right up in the thick of things. Then came Paradise Girl, followed by Gerringong. He's back to about midfield. Aha, Infancy were next. Then Super Smeaker bounding. 4 and 5 wide as they go to the first bend. Followed by at the head of the others within the law. Splashback near the rail with 3 behind her. Firestorm, Soft Love and Melody again. It's a controlled speed. Poster Girl and Harley set up shop in front and slow things down. From Midnight in Tokyo and Blinded by the Light, and Tuileries the closest of fourths. Then came Paradise Girl, Manal between runners. Aha over on the rail. Then Savagery Vibe, a bounding. Midfield 3 wide but with cover. Gerringong on the back of a bounding. Splashback nearer the rail being ridden for luck. Then came Super Smeek Infancy within the law, fourth last of the turn. Then Melody again, Firestorm and Soft Love whipped them in. Around the bend now, 400 left to run. And Poster Girl led narrowly, Blinded by the Light, sees an inside run. Tuileries puts itself into the race. Midnight in Tokyo still there. I can see Splashback zooming along the rail. Manal wider. The deepest runner was abounding. Poster Girl led. Splashback through on the inside is after Poster Girl. 100 to go. Splashback. This is a rails hugging ride. It's a brilliant ride. It's a brilliant victory. Savagery Vibe flew for second. Photo third, maybe Gerringong from Aha. Poster Girl not far away with Infancy. Then came at the head of the others within the law, followed by Gerringong, Manal, Melody again. Then at the head of the others, a bounding Super Smeek, followed by Tuileries dropping out sharply. Soft Love, Paradise Girl and Midnight in Tokyo out towards the tail. Splashback, the shortest way home via the fence.
What a perfect ride there from Jordan Childs. Group 1, number 3 for him. Group 1, number 16 for Graham Begg. They've combined together for Group 1 success in the past. She's been aimed at this race all the way through. It was a messy contest. We've seen that time and time again. But he just stayed out of trouble. Excellent performance. I'm sure season goes to Graham.
Beggy, you bloody ripper. This was the race all along you said you were targeting. You didn't lose faith?
No. Look, her runs have been good. You know what? It's the best track she's raced on the last 3 runs, you know. Anyway, ground was a big plus today, a drawing track. Gave her a gun ride. I said, look, you know, if you've got to go back to the inside, there's been nothing wrong with it all day today. Yeah, it's great. She's a gun.
So Geordie Childs, when he's 3 pairs back on the rail, you're there saying stay there.
Right it to her strengths. She's got great turn of foot. You know, that's just outstanding.
Tell us about Sandy McGregor and his whole.
It was a big plus today, a drying track. Gave her a gun right. I said, look, you know, if you've got to go back to the inside, there's been nothing wrong with it all day today. Yeah, it's great. She's a gun.
So Geordie Childs, when he's 3 pairs back on the rail, you're there saying stay there.
Right it to her strengths. She's got great turn of foot. You know, that's just outstanding.
Tell us about Sandy McGregor and his.